Then, fuel the rush on 8 thrilling coasters. Sip and savor over 100 flavors at the all-new Food, Wine, and Garden Festival. Select dates March 6th through May 10th. Busch Gardens, where wonder meets wild fun. Buy a Busch Gardens Fun Card, get Adventure Island free for only $99.99. Hurry, offer ends soon. Taxes, service fees, blackout dates, and other restrictions may apply.
Spring is in the air, and so are Planes, Tunes, and Barbecue. Tomorrow, the City of Tavares presents a free family day at Wooten Park with seaplane competitions, melon bomb drop, drone show, barbecue, vendors, and live music from Daryl Sykes, Kenny Lives, featuring members of the Black Canvas Band, Alex Hayes, and Dylan Carmichael. Planes, Tunes, and Barbecue tomorrow. Info at TavaresFL.gov.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Premier Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Premier Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Premier Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-723-7533. 407-723-7533. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 407-723-7533.
Monsters in the Morning want you and your choir to take the stage with rock legends. Foreigner is coming to the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts, and one local middle school or high school age choir will join them live on stage, singing their legendary hit, I Want to Know What Love Is. Yes, your choir could perform in front of a packed theater with the band in a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Choir directors, get your singers ready and submit your entry now. Deadline to enter is Friday, March 13th. Visit realradio.fm/sing for full details and entry information.
I'm Anna Navarro, and on my new podcast, Bleep with Anna Navarro, I'm talking to the people closest to the biggest issues happening in your community and around the world. This week, I'm joined by investigative journalist Julie K. Brown. She is the utmost expert on the Epstein files.
The Justice Department, through, I think we counted 4 presidential administrations, failed these victims.
Open your free iHeart app, search Bleep with Anna Navarro, and listen now.
Hi, Orlando. Gilbert here with Renewal by Anderson. Warm weather is returning to Central Florida. And if you're expecting higher energy bills, our Acclaim windows can make a real difference. They're engineered for this climate, cutting heat transfer with double pane glass, blocking UV rays, and keeping your home cooler throughout the year. And right now, during our 31-day spring savings event, when you buy 2 replacement windows or doors, you'll get the third 60% off. It's one of the easiest ways to upgrade comfort, protection, and energy efficiency in a single project. Homeowners tell us they notice the difference almost immediately. Quieter rooms, fewer drafts, and cooling systems that finally get to take a break. And with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months, starting your project has never been easier. Offer ends March 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets savings.
My morning has 2 speeds. It starts fast. Then it relaxes when I arrive at McDonald's and order an Egg McMuffin extra value meal for just $5. Because that's all I need to start my day off right. A tasty, warm Egg McMuffin, crispy golden hash browns, and a small premium roast coffee. And with a breakfast this good for just $5, I feel relaxed for the rest of the day. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Promotional pricing may be lower than meal pricing. The Riz Delulu aura of 6'7". Did I get your attention? I promise the joke is worth it this time. Because I'm not going to be sorry about telling you to get a 67-cent hamburger or cheeseburger only in the McDonald's app. Think you're tired of 6'7"? That's just fine. We are too. We're just taking advantage of it. The joke may be dead, but it does mean you're getting one of these burgers every Wednesday or Sunday when you order on the app. So let's keep it on trend. At least for now. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Valid Sundays and Wednesdays in March and April. Participating McDonald's. Valid once per day. Must opt into rewards.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassy's Meat Market, the best place to buy a Big Green Egg.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. And I had running through the Sean.
It is Friday, March 6th, 2026. Lots to get to today, from gas prices surge at the pump to Southwest Airlines just announced something disgusting, and huge updates on the Utah murder mystery case, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina. Hello, Sealand.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right in the studio in real time. And this never, ever, ever happens, friends.
Oh, what happened?
What was it? I'm just confirming. I'm confirming with our producers. Yep. Okay, we do. All right, we have a last-minute message coming in right before the show. This never, ever happens. A last-minute message. It appears to be from the CEO of McDonald's. Let's see what he said.
Have a great Friday, you motherfucker.
We did it!
Tiny little bite.
Welcome in, everybody. It's a Friday on the show. We hope you're going to hang out with us. Let's party a little bit. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's laugh, cry, and everything else right here on the show. How's everybody doing on a Friday?
C-Lane first.
Good. What's the matter?
I was trying to catch him when he had his...
she knew I had a mouthful of food, so she was trying to call me out.
And you're went right to my camera thinking I was going to answer first.
You're eating in the intro, in the actual intro to the show. You're eating a bite of something.
I wasn't thinking.
Let me see. Let me see that. First of all, what an excuse, this guy. What are you, 12? Your mom shines a flashlight on you at night and says, what are you doing? I wasn't thinking. What are you eating? What is it?
I'm just having a little sandwich here that I took from the Monsters Live event.
I bet it was a bigger bite than that CEO.
It was.
When you say took, do you mean like in a nefarious way? Or?
It wasn't nefarious. It was free food. I did sort of slip in and out, mostly undetected, until...
Oh, so you avoided saying hi to people that
I said hi to a couple people, but mostly I just kind of slid out the back, and then only Jack Bradshaw saw me like... climbing over the stanchions, double-fisting sandwiches.
So, to be clear, you went in there with the Pink Panther song playing in the background. Yeah. High-stepping. And you grabbed 2 sandwiches before the start of the show. Well, you could at least give us your bite versus the McDonald's bite, the Burger King bite.
It's a delicious product. It's a very, just what a great product
International Women's Day note to it, an oak.
Made by a woman. There's your note, yes.
That's what he stole from, by the way, the International Women's Day broadcast.
That's true, actually. Wow, what a way to celebrate. You have a bite for us?
Listen, you want one?
Yeah, here he goes.
Just like that guy.
Good product. Yeah,
pathetic. It was pathetic and tiny, just tiny and pathetic, like his penis, friends.
Okay,
right here on the. Now he's got a mouthful. All right,
like
join. Oh no! God.
You started it.
Join us on the show today. Send us a dispatch. Send us an email. All of that good stuff. We have a lot of things to talk about, as you might imagine. We see you over there on chat. It's going to be a fun show, but right now, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to the world of golf, everybody.
All right.
That's right. The sports world where we excel. We know all the sports, from baseball to basketball to hockey to golf to
tennis,
and poker and frisbee and rugby. All of the things that I'm missing. I probably could just list off Olympic sports. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Breakdancing.
Anyways, we go to the green here in the world of golf. This was in Hong Kong, and they've really ramped up production, it seems.
Roar.
When it comes to the way that they show golf on TV, it used to be that the camera would try to show the ball and like lose the ball in the sky. And
right.
Then after that, they started to do a thing where the camera showed the ball and then had like a arrow pointing at it. And now they got drones in the air. They're filming with drones out there on the golf course. Let's listen in and see what happened. Drone flying.
Now back to the second green and Sergio for his birdie.
Oh!
Drone. The drone just got clobbered.
He crashed the drone live, whoever was running this thing.
Clobbered.
Crashed the drone into the tree, dead on, in the middle of the golf event, just sea lane style.
Green and Sergio for his birdie.
Drone.
Is there anything you can do? Is there a button to like eject the drone out of the tree or something?
I mean, I think in certain cases you can try and like start the rotors again to see if it'll wiggle itself out. But sometimes if there was damage to that, they might not spin.
Yeah, it's stuck in there for a while. But don't worry, it's that live golf thing. So they got that Saudi Arabian money. They probably just throw it in the trash. New drone, right in the trash with the old one.
Didn't you do that with the first drone?
There was a drone that ended up in a tree.
Well, let's be clear about this. I gave you a drone for your birthday. That's what the drone was. And
no, that one never worked. that drone literally never got off the ground.
All right, new ladies and gentlemen to the show. May I tell you for a second? A long time ago, I got C-Lane a drone for his birthday because he was very much into drones at the time. And then the stories afterwards have really lowered the quality of that drone present. So, like, at first he said, oh, yeah, I played with that for a little while, and then, I got a better one to replace it. Then he started calling it a Chinese piece of junk. Then he started to say, like, I think he crashed into the tree. Now he's at the point where it never even got airborne. The drone never got airborne.
The one that you got me was not the one that I crashed into a tree. It was a different drone.
Well, what happened to the one that I got you?
Still in the box.
That never got off the ground.
Where is it now?
Oh, I have no clue.
Right in the dumpster, right next to the Saudi Arabian one. Just completely ruined. All right, we've got a lot of things to focus on. One is, it looks like gas just got a hell of a lot more expensive with everything happening over in Iran.
Should have gotten it like Monday.
I'm on, as any old person should be, I'm on the AAA website. It's where I start my day. I go over to AAA.com, and they have gasprices.AAA.com, and then my old man mouth drops onto my old man desk, and I go, well, what the hell, The war in Iran is surging our gas prices here. This is unacceptable. And I think it's up it's about 50 cents up in the last couple of days. So no matter where you are in the United States of America, save for like Texas, maybe you haven't seen any real big jumps or anything. But mostly in the United States, you've seen gas surging across the country in the last week or so.
Are we sure Texas hasn't seen any jumps and they're just still cheap?
It could be. It could be like, I don't know. It's still $2.97 on average there compared to Florida, which is $3.35, or, New York is $3.22. The prices are all over the place. California is $4.90 a gallon on average. They got some expensive gas over there with tax crazy on top of that, too, It's not even just $4.90. That's a starting point.
Gas in Hawaii is cheaper than California.
Yeah, it is. Gas in Hawaii is $3.78. But everything has spiked. I'm sorry, you're right. Hawaii's over here. $4.49 in Hawaii. $4.49 in Hawaii. $4.90 in California. But it's all spiked quite a bit, 50 cents or more in the last couple of days at the pump. And one of the things that always gets me is, I don't know if I've ever heard anybody explain this the right way. If I'm watching gas, and let's say that they're like, well, the price of oil, Sean, has really gone up. So things do indeed get more expensive at the gas pump. So let's say the price of oil is $100 a barrel. I don't know how much it is now. It's more than that, I'm sure. Let's say the price of oil is $100 a barrel. And then let's say that price dives down dramatically. The price goes from $100 a barrel, let's say, to $50 a barrel. Why is it that when that happens, gas goes like 1 cent at a time down, like tick, 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 tick. Like, oh, they go, whoa, take some time, Sean.
Yeah.
Gas prices take some time to go from the oil being cheaper.
Yeah, same with the groceries, too. Yeah, it just takes a while.
Why does it only take a while in one direction? Why is it that is the way things are? It only takes a while. So you start a war in Iran, and the price per barrel spikes, and then the gas prices immediately in a couple of days, all the Exxons and Mobils and Shells and Quickie Marts and everything, bloop, 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 goes up 50 cents immediately. If the price of a barrel of oil plummets to nothingness, they'll be like, well, it should drop in 6 months, Sean. It should. Why does it work that way? Any oil geniuses out there that want to explain this to me? Because it seems to be a one-directional thing, which I'm not super excited about. Man Kickin' says, because their tanks are full of expensive gas. Okay, but aren't their tanks full of cheap gas right now?
How long can gas sit? Maybe it's like, this is the price of the old gas.
My counterpoint is, you say, hey, Sean, well, it makes sense. They've got the other price gas in the tank at the gas station. I go, sure, I gotcha. That makes sense to me, too. But they still have the other price gas in the tank right now, and it's gone up 50 cents at the pump. I don't understand why this seems to be a one-way scale here. Well, let's go over to some of the reporting on this real quickly, because people are noticing you're pulling up to the pump today. You're pulling up to the pump this weekend. People are saying greed. Greed and money, they're saying over on chat. Let's see what this says. Here's WPTV.
Another day of watching the price of gas go up.
That is right. The military action in Iran is still creating fear and driving up the cost of oil.
Our Matt says he's here tracking the prices in the area. Hey, Matt.
Hi, Megan, Todd. You know, it's only Thursday. What a week it's been, right? I'm looking at the Gas Buddy app right before I came out here, and I'm seeing most prices from about $3.19 to $3.50.
Yeah, also,
the week is almost over, bud.
But for him, it's been dragging. He's like, I can't get there. It says $3.59 for diesel or for $3.59 for regular at the gas station. They're showing the Shell, and then $4.99 for diesel, which I might be crazy on this. I feel like I remember a time when diesel was cheaper than regular gas, but now it's not at all.
I thought so too. Or just
now
last
it's expensive. Maybe? $5 a gallon for diesel. Regular is $3.59. This is up about 50 cents from just a handful of days ago. And Matt is having a long week. It's only Thursday. His week doesn't end for a while.
59 in Palm Beach County. More of the $3.29 pricing up on the Treasure Coast. Now, we did see another jump in the price of gas and diesel today, with new deliveries to gas stations out of Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale. This is all driven by the price of oil, which was up and down around the $80 a barrel mark today. And it's all because of what's happening in Iran.
All right, so now you know. It's all because of what's happening in Iran with the war. And oil prices go up, and somehow immediately that affects the price at the pump. As I said, if oil prices plummet, then it takes 6 months for anything to happen. Over a long period of time, it will go down. But mostly, like, it just, goes up immediately, goes down very, 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 very slowly, like so many other things here.
Diesel was cheaper than gasoline until about September of 2004-ish. Before that, it was cheaper to produce, and there were fewer environmental regulations that kept the price lower. But now they have these new standards. They have to do this.
The damn climate change goons made diesel gas more expensive? Is that what you're saying?
They had the implementation of ultra-low sulfur diesel standards, or ULSD, which required costly refining, which rose the price of diesel.
It was probably thick before. It was just diesel just straight out the ground, basically. Now they make them do more stuff to it, so it's more expensive. Congratulations, we're all getting screwed. That's what this truly is boiled down. Did growing up, either of your parents, my dad did this. Did your dad ever get like strangely excited about a bargain on gas? My dad would do this.
Not that I recall.
If we were driving through Georgia, my dad would be like, "Oh my God, there's a Sunoco up the road."
God damn.
And the gas is 79 cents a gallon. And my mom would be in the passenger seat. She'd be like, Russ, we have a full tank. We don't need any gas. And he'd be like, well, I've got to get some.
Get some canisters.
get a couple trash bags in the back.
And I'm going to make sweet love to you.
Oh, my God. My dad would get so excited, horned up over low gas prices. He'd be like, I can't. He'd be looking at the pumps like it was a beautiful woman in a bikini as he's driving by. Oh, my God.
Insert my debit card.
They didn't have to have a cards.
What?
No, not at that point in time.
Give cash to the clerk and
I'm going to use a traveler's check.
put the nozzle in the hole of my car.
He would be craning his neck to look at the gas station as we drove by and be like, oh, 87 cents a gallon over here. And now
Did your dad ever visit California? He would have been mind blown.
No, I don't think he liked California.
He went to a strip club. He would have, immediately
been. He did. I don't know. Actually, this can't possibly be true. I was going to say, I don't know if my father ever went to a strip club in his life. He just never told me about one. He never told me about one, but he must have gone to a strip club at some point.
You would think.
You would think so, yeah.
All right, those of you listening in the West Palm area.
No,
let us know
I
if
don't
you've
need
seen
a
Russ
report.
at the strip club.
I remember the day clearly. It was
Tips at
19. I don't want those reports, but tell me how you feel about this. Do you not care? Do you care a lot when gas prices like this go up 50 cents in a couple of days? How much does it impact you? Probably a couple of Richie Riches out there that go, no big whoop. But if it's 50 cents a gallon, what's your tank size? 15 gallons?
I'm 20, so that's $10 more for me.
That's $10 more every time you fill up. And with your truck, C-Lane, what do you fill up? Once a week?
Probably once every week and a half to 2 weeks.
Okay. So, I mean, now you're talking like $20, $25 a month more for you, for every car around you that you end up seeing.
We don't have much choice, though. That's the thing. I don't know how to be angry or not care because there's nothing I could do. I have to fill up my car regardless.
I guess you get an electric vehicle.
That's another thing.
I mean, you talked about getting a new car. Would you not get an electric vehicle? Then you wouldn't have to worry about this.
Hybrid at most.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I love my gas.
Florida Scratcher says 0 care at all. This man must have some money.
Yeah, send us some.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people care. That's my guess. I think most people care. Listen up, little Sean. Daddy saw some teas that weren't your mom's. Wait, come on, guys. All right, we're taking a break. On that note, we'll take a break here. We'll see what comes up next on the show.
Oh, it's all fun and games when people talk about our mom's teas, but now yours.
Who's talking about your mom's teas?
You say it all the time.
Not that I would. Nothing that there's anything wrong with your mom's teas. It's not something that's come up on the show, and it wouldn't. It's inappropriate.
Can't wait to hear about this in a week and a half when she hits this podcast.
Sorry, Mama Lane. Please know I had nothing to do with that.
Should I get it all out now? No. Quick break. When we come back, celebrities begging for money, clock changes, your emails, and Southwest Airlines just announced the most disgusting thing that they're doing. And I'll be honest with you, if this is true, I'm not flying Southwest anymore. If this is true, sayonara, sucker. I'm not doing it. I'll take my money elsewhere.
To the Northeast.
I'm ready to be drafted to another airline. All right, if you want to draft me to your airline, I'm ready if they do this. What are they doing? What did Southwest Airlines announce? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Hoping your ride is a safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Right now, 2 incidents causing delays you should know about, including the 408.
Hello! Welcome behind the scenes. Scope mic activated. It's Friday, everybody. Chat, let's hear it for Friday.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida. This is Ross Chastain, NASCAR driver and your Fresh from Florida farmer, letting you know that Florida strawberries are...
Breaking news, Corey Lewandowski also out at Department of Homeland Security. Following his gal pal, Kristi Noem, yesterday. Let's hear it for Friday, chat. Huh? Come on. Come on. Hey, Sam B. Hey, Weed. Lori. Sun State John. Hello, everybody. Hey, Mike. Your dumb says $3.40 a gallon in Louisiana. Louisiana, we say Louisiana or Illinois? I think I said Illinois. $3.49 a gallon in Illinois. That's in the pack. relatively speaking, price-wise. California is just unhinged, and then they stack taxes. Stack taxes on that gas. Hey, Soul. Good to see you. This is why I'm glad I have an EV. Yeah. I mean, that's a benefit of it. It could still hit you, though. You know, you could still get hit by those prices. With your power bill, depending on where you get your power from. Insecure Walrus says, Louisiana is close to the refineries. They should be cheap. Illinois gas is super taxed. Yes. I think blue states tend to have much higher fuel surcharges and taxes. Most of them, not most of them, a portion of them are tied to climate type initiatives, which are absolutely bilking money out of poor people in this country, and it's disgusting. Disgusting that they do that. Anna, hello, how are you? DJ Rage, hey. 350 to 360 in the suburbs of Chicago. For a big city like Chicago, that's actually not that bad. Chicago is what, third biggest city in the United States of America? New York, LA, Chicago. And I'll tell you, one of the only problems outside of the suburbs is in downtown Chicago, Chicago proper. I think I only remember seeing one gas station. Like, there just aren't that many gas stations at all in the city proper. 90 seconds and we're back live on the show. I'm going to tell you what Southwest Airlines is doing, and I'm not kidding or exaggerating. I will never fly Southwest Airlines again. I've flown nothing but Southwest Airlines for the last 20 years. I don't think I've been on another airline. I flew JetBlue for a while at some point, but for like almost 2 decades, I've flown Southwest Airlines. Or at least 15 years-ish. 1 minute. 1 minute, we're coming back. They were most likely deleted during a Sean cleaning spree. I've only deleted commands one time. But there was one time. Because I didn't know that the commands were so important to the Twitch people, so I deleted a couple ones that were like weird and I couldn't make sense of. That's all I've touched. We're coming back. Hamburger alert.
Fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
High diving face first into the world's most viral newsroom. This
on the show with us today. And you can leave your thoughts, record a dispatch, a message over on the website at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll play back your video and audio dispatches momentarily on the show. You can also email us, tips, at thenewsjunkie.com. I have flown Southwest Airlines almost exclusively for probably the last, I would say, 15 years. And because of this announcement they just made, I will never fly again.
Oh, you've already decided.
Never fly. If this pans out and this is true, I will never fly Southwest again, Sabrina, because I cannot get on board with this. And this is after they changed to the assigned seating thing from their just general admission seats on an airline. I didn't really care about that. That doesn't bother me. I think it actually makes for less problems and less fights that you might start. I'm okay with assigned seating. I'm okay with that. They did less nickel and diming, which I liked. Your bags fly free. So I literally almost exclusively flew Southwest Airlines for about the last 15 years or so. A couple of other airlines here and there, but mostly Southwest Airlines. But then I see this story today and I go, no. Now, if this is true, then they don't care about me and I don't care about them if this is true. And here's what's coming across. This is from an industry insider news source here. And they said Southwest is testing out something right now. They're testing out cleaning only the premium seats on the flight that you're on. Okay?
Like ever?
Yeah. Like, so they go onto the flight before your flight. They're testing out only the premium seats get cleaned.
I thought Southwest didn't have premium seats.
They have like some options that you can get that are in better spots of the plane, not a first class, but they have like the upgraded premium seating options. And you might get like a little more leg room or just like a better spot on the plane. But they're not going to clean the cheap seats between flights.
How is that legal? I thought there was some sort of health code when it came to transportation.
I don't know if they have legal problems if they don't do this, but I know they have gross problems.
I think there might be some things health code wise that they would have to clean up. Like if somebody threw up somewhere, clearly they can't just leave it because it's not a premium seat.
You got a baby, you're taking your infant out and you're putting him on that tray table and you're bouncing the kid around with this diaper on the tray table. And then they go, well, this is a cheap seat. This is a cheap seat, so we don't clean it between flights. I'm never flying again if they do this. I'm never flying again on Southwest Airlines. Here's what the story says.
I was always kind of like sus about how much they really do clean in the first place.
Oh, on the Southwest Airlines flights in particular?
No, just any of them.
All right. Well, Southwest
every once in a
Airlines,
while you get on a plane and then you ruffle through the little pouch, you know, that where they keep the safety announcements. And they keep all the little cartoons that tell you how to hold on for dear life when the plane's going down. And you find stuff in there.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Sunstate John says, bring your own cleaners. I mean, you could, but isn't that like, then our expectations are so low. Like, why even have any flight attendants or anything? Just have a gate behind where the cockpit is, and then have the pilot go, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're locking the gate. So whatever commences in the back section, that's not on us. We'll see what happens, and we'll unlock the gate when we land. Like, I expect for my price of a ticket on an airline, a couple of things. And one is that baby poop isn't all over my tray back table. I don't want that on there.
I like this lock the gate idea, and then just everything behind the cockpit is Lord of the Skies. You know, you're just every band for themselves.
How'd you sneak that tiny Dyson on here? I'm in the back.
Southwest Airlines is experimenting with having cabin cleaners come onto their planes between flights to clean only the premium extra legroom seats of the aircraft.
No.
Airline flight attendants, union board members, and safety chair leaders say that crew members are expressing concern about a trial the airline is doing to have cleaners come on board planes between flights, but not clean the whole aircraft. He says he received a memo from the airline on Tuesday about an experiment they're doing where they only clean the seats that people pay extra for. He likens it to paying for lower class tickets on the Titanic, while upper class
Good
people
reference.
have cigars.
Relevant. Very relevant reference.
And the people below deck don't get their seats cleaned, he said, this guy. He says, the company thinks it's okay to only do the premium seating cleaning. I find that, and I liken it to the movie Titanic. And I feel like that's the conditions they're creating here at Southwest.
You got to follow the rats!
They're saying it's okay if it's disgusting for you if you didn't pay a premium. And I ask of you, if you're somebody who's flown Southwest, if they told you we're only cleaning premium seats, chatters who are watching live along with the show on YouTube and Twitch, if they told you we only clean the premium seats, would you fly Southwest after hearing that? Yes or no, chat people? Let us know.
That's gross.
That's gross.
I just don't understand. Restaurants have something to uphold to and get audits and inspections, and Now
and they
they're
are
just like,
serving food on these flights, so you would think they would have to somewhat adhere to stuff like that.
I mean, it's
But
not
somebody
sanitary to
monitors-
not clean it.
Sabrina, somebody monitors the restaurant. And is there a version of that on airplanes? Is there
Great question.
a version where somebody
Same
goes,
government agency.
But do they go and like rate the airline? Like, here's how clean just like a restaurant would be?
That's what Yelp is for.
People saying, hell no. They're not interested in doing this. Nope. They only clean airplanes once a day if you're lucky anyways. I have not seen
And
that.
that comes from a pilot.
I have not seen that to be the case. Sitting on Southwest flights many a times. All right, so I would fly from Chicago to West Palm Beach and back and forth. Now Trump International Airport, I guess, and Palm Beach International is what it used to be. But I would fly back and forth from Chicago to Palm Beach International all the time.
That hasn't changed yet, has it?
Every time it would have a layover for Southwest. So I'd go on the flight. The flight would land in Tampa, and then the flight would sit for the people who remained, like me and a handful of other people. It would sit on the tarmac, and then they would bring in the new people along with us, and then we would fly to the final destination for the flight. And I would do that both ways every time. And every time that I can remember on Southwest, in between the flights, the crew, the flight attendants, went through and cleaned every seat. They had cleaning equipment, and they rolled through the aisle, and they cleaned every seat, and they cleaned everything up on the tray back tables, and they disinfected, went through the plane. You could smell it afterwards. But the idea now that they only do that for people who pay more money is absolutely unacceptable to me. I'm paying $300-$400 for a ticket to fly somewhere in your metal tube with a bunch of weirdos. I expect that there's no baby poop on the tray back table, and I think a lot of people do. I think just any at all, any goo, any boogers, any of it. All right, I don't want any of that on my flight. Let us know what you think about this change, and if it would change the way you feel about flying Southwest Airlines if this is true. Let us know. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now.
I think that it's going to come down to when you're shopping for your flight and you see the one price and you see the Southwest price is $100 less. You're going to go, I can deal with a little bit of grime, a little bit of dirt.
You think so?
That's nasty. You can get sick. That's going to ruin a vacation for you.
You think people will
if
still
everybody's getting sick from the flying, they'll reverse course on this very quickly.
But you think people would go, okay, this flight doesn't clean at all, and this flight does, but this flight is $50 cheaper. We'll take the one that doesn't clean? I don't know, man. I think if that gets out there about your airline, people will go, that's gross. I don't want to fly on Southwest Airlines if they're dirty like that.
I looked up if they undergo health inspections. It's interesting. Airplanes undergo health and sanitation inspections, but just for galleys and the lavatories, the bathrooms, to meet the FDA standards. But most of them are voluntary.
Really?
The FDA may inspect these areas for cleanliness. Additionally, the USDA's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service monitors catering for food and safety disease, but it doesn't seem like it happens often.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's what they say about the actual cleaning between flights. This is
Southwest?
from, no, just in general. This is a general from Google via one Mr. Radio Michael 7.
Okay.
Airplane seats receive light cleaning, that's trash removal and surface wiping, between every flight. Thorough cleaning is rare. Deep cleaning involving seat pocket and tray table sanitization usually happens every 30 to 45 days. Some airlines may apply electrostatic spraying weekly for deeper disinfection.
Man.
That's what I was thinking.
I want the seat. This is at a minimum. I want the seat and the tray completely wiped down and disinfected between every flight. That's what I expect out of this. Now, are you getting down into the nitty gritty and cleaning inside the seat back thing where they've got the menu and stuff?
Sean wants the plane to be completely detailed, like an auto detailer, just in between flights.
Your warm, moist towelette, sir?
I would pay more for that. And I also would pay more if I can get the firefighter salute thing that you get sometimes.
I would love that.
What's that? That's a salute?
Where
it's like the A of YMCA?
It's hard to explain.
It's when, they usually do it. I think they did it for the men's hockey team, probably the women's too, after they came home from winning all those gold medals. but they do it a lot for a pilot's very last flight if they're retiring. They land on the runway, and as they pull into the tarmac area, they've got all of the fire trucks pointing the hoses at the plane.
Yeah,
which
like a
seems cool as hell and special enough that if I were to somehow find out, like if there was some sort of indicator that I could be on a pilot's last flight and the guy wasn't suicidal, I would pick that one.
Sean needs to just fly Emirates, says TDG on chat. You guys don't know me very well if you think that's the case. I've never flown any of these things. I've flown first class once. If I do an international flight, I'll fly first class because it's a little more worth it. But first class is one of the most overpriced things on the planet. To me, it doesn't matter if you can afford something. It matters to me personally. It's a personal principle that I hold, that I didn't always hold, but I've held for the last 10 to 12 years pretty firmly. I don't want to be ripped off. I don't want to feel stupid about an economic exchange. And a lot of times with stuff like first class, absolutely it makes me feel stupid. They'll go, oh, well, you can upgrade for just $1,200 for this 2-hour flight. No. If I have all the money in the world, I don't want to get ripped off by somebody. I want a fair deal.
If I have all the money in the world, I am getting ripped off. I am making up for poro time.
Quick break. When we come back, we'll see what you think about all of this. Lots of emails coming in, lots of dispatches, and all of that good stuff. We got to get into celebrities begging for money. There's a lot of that happening as of the last couple of weeks. I'll give you an example of this, and that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Music Weekends, a classic alternative.
Hello. Yes, sir. I put the 8 in. Welcome behind the scenes. Did you guys see this story about the IDF, the Israeli military? And they today bombed the bunker that the Supreme Leader used in Iran. Now, the Supreme Leader is dead in Iran, but they bombed the bunker that generally he would stay in. I guess maybe they think somebody else is in there. They have some intelligence. But the crazy thing about this to me was they said there was 50 jets. 50 jets involved in this. Hang on. Hello? Hey, how are you? Good.
Wouldn't it make the boarding process a lot longer because people are just going to bring wet wipes and...
Oh, yeah, and they'll take their time, like getting ready to clean that before
there's a perceived dirtiness.
Anything that you add to the process is going to make all of that stuff longer because people are stupid. There's too much of that crap.
Okay.
Where are you going? Okay. See you later, alligator. All right, here's what I was talking about. 50 Israeli jets struck this bunker in the heart of Tehran. 50 of them. 50 different jets involved in this, dropping bombs on this bunker, excuse me. I'm trying to see if they are suggesting that it was like all at once in some unbelievable massive formation. Probably not. That seems like bad strategy. The videos in the Hall of Fame are cracking me up. Good. I'm keeping those updated, by the way. I am keeping those updated. So I'm going to, all the animated gifts, those are mostly from the News Junkie Discord and the fine folks over there. By the way, folks, thank you for hanging out. Those of you who watched The Secret Show last night. It was a great time. We talked about the saga of Pallet Man, and we had some fun and had a lot of laughs. So if you want to laugh, I would encourage you to listen to that Secret Show, which, as per usual, on a Friday drops at 5 p.m. Friday, 5 p.m., new Secret Show available on thenewsjunkie.com. Just scroll down and look and you'll see it. If you want to subscribe, you can do that over on the website. I'd encourage you to unlock all of the website, including the ad-free stream that's available if you're a logged-in Secret Show subscriber. And you can also gift subs. You've seen the leaderboard. There it is right there. On top, Sun State John, DJ Rage, Craig, AJ Soup, and Cat Butthole. The leaders, the top gifters, featuring you too, hopefully today. Hit that gift icon over on the newsjunkie.com. I'll tell you, it's kind of fun. You gift subs like that, and when you do, you get an email with each person that is, claimed that gift. And I like that because Twitch does a thing where it just like randomly gives it to users, and we don't even know who those people are. It's more exciting to see for me. Like if you donate 10 gifted subs on the newsjunkie.com, you get an email each time somebody claims that, usually all within like, all of a sudden, you get to see who claims them. I like it. 2 minutes. Great show last night. Thank you. Also, if you have a little company, I would say make your company name, your username over on the newsjunkie.com. Gift some subs. There you go. Be smart about it. You can pick on Twitch who it's gifted to. But don't they have a random thing too? Chaos, don't they have like a random option? I was going to give some, but I can't match that. Every little bit helps. Like I told folks yesterday, I'm working on, this is the Hubble Cam, the 4K PTZ. I want to upgrade the setup so these older PTZs are also that same model and a much higher quality shot. All this is expensive. Yes, but you can pick? Okay. 1 minute and we're back. I've definitely gifted subs just to get my business name set on the radio. Smart business. Chat, before I go back over here and we get back to the show, after hearing that segment, yes or no, has it changed your mind on whether or not you will fly Southwest Airlines? Has that segment changed your mind on whether or not you'll fly Southwest Airlines? Yes or no, chat? Coming back. How much are those new cameras? $3,500 a piece. Each one of those is $3,500 a piece. I believe.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Everdoor's Forever Springs last for life. And right now, you save $75. One fix, forever covered. That's Everdoor peace of mind. Lock it in today at everdoor.com. Everdoor, the garage door that lasts evermore.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Now back to the most viral newsroom on planet Earth. This
to have you with us in the world's most viral newsroom. And we have a lot to talk about today, as you might imagine. Join us with your comments over at thenewsjunkie.com. There's something that seems to be sort of taking off, and it makes me wonder. I wonder a lot about this, and I've seen it at least 3 times in the last month or so. When a celebrity dies, somebody famous, somebody that a lot of people know, you recognize their name, you've seen movies they're in, you've watched television shows they're in. Something happens, maybe they die, maybe they get hurt, and the celebrity has a GoFundMe. And I mean, it's kind of crazy to me to consider that. But this is something we've seen. James Vanderbeek.
Yeah, that one was very controversial. Because I saw people that were like, what a bunch of grifters, not drifters.
Same though. Both.
But, and I think that some of the people that were complaining, didn't hear the whole story as far as the dude spent all of his money on the cancer treatment.
Before that GoFundMe, he sold memorabilia of his own just to pay for the treatments. That says a lot.
But there was a story, Sabrina, that said that James Vanderbeek, they used millions of dollars to buy some big house, like a big house on a big piece of property before he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, this huge, beautiful house. And they deserve it. I don't really care. But the weird thing was they spent millions of dollars to purchase this house, and then he died, and then there's a GoFundMe in the wake of this celebrity, and it was well, was he really out of money? What was going on here? And I'm not trying to come down on anybody in particular. James Vanderbeek, I feel for the guy and his family.
I don't know. Sucks. His ghost could haunt Sean.
It sucks. He was a young guy, seemed super nice, and died, but he worked a lot in Hollywood. And then all of a sudden at the end, it's hey, I need money here. I didn't know this person, but I've seen that Eric Dane, a celebrity Eric
Grey's
Dane
Anatomy.
From Grey's Anatomy has had a similar treatment where after something happened, there's a huge GoFundMe and they want to reach out. Now, I'll tell you, I've had people start up GoFundMes for me before, and I hated it. There was somebody who tried to...
Sean Wasson only.
Yeah, this is me, of course, but there was a moment after, I think it was when my dad died or something. Somebody
I thought it was your mom, but was it my mom? Might be wrong.
When my mom died, there was somebody who was we'll start a GoFundMe for Sean. I'm that is so sweet. I know where you're coming from. But that mortifies me. I don't want that. Just
send the money directly to him.
If you wanna buy something on the show, if you want to buy merch, if you want to gift secret show subscriptions, that's awesome. All this stuff is incredibly expensive, but I don't want to GoFundMe. I don't want one of those, and I don't know that it seems fair to me to do that. The latest one, the reason why I bring this up, I think most of you will have seen this show, but the guy from the television show, which has been a hit for, I'd have to say a decade now. Maybe we can look this up, C-Lane. The television show Pawn Stars.
Oh, gosh, longer than that, probably.
Corey Harrison, who's the son of Rick Harrison on Pawn Stars, he was in a motorcycle accident, and he has started a GoFundMe.
Has he started it or somebody on his behalf?
No, he started it. He started the GoFundMe. This is the son from Pawn Stars, and he's now turning to his fans to say, look, I crashed my motorcycle. The bills are really expensive, and I need some help. And the story says Pawn Stars
and you own a pawn shop.
Corey Harrison is turning to fans after spending nearly all his money on medical bills following a scary motorcycle crash in Mexico. I don't believe that. That can't be true.
I know. The healthcare is so much cheaper there.
That can't be true. After spending all of his money on medical bills following a scary motorcycle crash in Mexico and the life-threatening complications that followed, you'll recall in January, Corey Harrison from Pawn Stars was involved in a terrifying accident in Tulum that left him with 11 fractured ribs, a concussion, and facial injuries, forcing him to miss his father's wedding, this says. Big Hoss tells TMZ he spent 2 weeks in the hospital
That is gnarly.
2 weeks. He's got really bad bruises all over his body.
Yeah.
Before prematurely checking himself out due to mounting bills, a decision that led to even more trouble. While resting at his home, he said he immediately began experiencing excruciating pain, and a house doctor administered IV fluids and morphine treatments. Getting that morphine, huh? Unfortunately, the treatments didn't do much. He said his oxygen levels plummeted, and then he underwent 3 surgeries and spent an additional 18 days in the hospital. Now Corey is out of the hospital and recovering at home, but he spent around $120,000 on medical bills, far more than he can bear. Now, here's where I'll stop this. $120,000 is a lot of money. It would bankrupt most people. $120,000 for medical bills is wild amount of money. But he says he currently has $400 in his bank account. Bro, what have you been doing for how many years on the show, C-Line, did you say?
The show debuted in July of 2009, and it became the number 2 reality show on television behind Jersey Shore at one point.
So this show has been on forever. He's on almost every episode of this. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes of this show.
You think he was banking, though? Reality shows that first season is known that the stars of said reality shows don't get paid all that much.
Absolutely true. 100% true. Second season, pretty true. Third season, fairly true.
There's been 23 seasons of this show.
Yeah, they were printing money on this show at some point in time. It became History Channel. You know, Sabrina, how we've talked about how Ridiculousness is like the central show that was like the only thing on MTV all the time. History Channel, Pawn Stars was the thing. It was like Pawn Stars all day long. And this guy says he was bankrupted down to $400 in his bank account from $120,000 in medical bills.
Okay, so I'm hearing probably not a lot of health insurance, but
maybe not.
Riddle me this, and I don't. This is going to come off probably poorly, but I'm just devil advocate right now. Did he get hit by someone that was driving, or was this the kind of motorcycle accident that you done messed up as the motorcyclist?
I don't know. Take a look and see if you can find the story about the accident itself, and then maybe we can add to this. But this says, Corey says he's reluctant to ask fans for help, but what am I going to do? Fly out to Vegas and sell stuff? I can't move from my recliner.
Cameo.
He says he's not on the show anymore at this point. His father says Corey is a grown man and he'll deal with his life as he sees fit. And then there's a GoFundMe, and I'll click the GoFundMe. And the money's not really pouring in just yet. $5,000 raised of $18,000 he's looking for.
It looks like he's deleted some posts on Instagram too.
Really?
Based on that, yeah.
Like promoting this or
I assume. I'm looking through USA Today's article, and it's like the Instagram posts that have to do with the announcement, or maybe even him being in an accident, is not available anymore, has been removed.
Really? Somebody says it looks like he's got a collection of nice cars. He could sell one of those. And according to a quick search, he has a 2003 Lamborghini Murcielago, a 1968 Ford Mustang GT. He's got motorcycles.
He's asking for $18,000 in the GoFundMe. I'm pretty sure selling one of the cars in his collection should cover.
Yeah. Is this him or is this somebody? No, this is a different Corey. Okay, because this is Corey's Classic Cars. This is somebody else. He's got a lot of money that he's made over the years. I don't understand how this makes any sense, that he now has $400 in his bank account. I think sometimes what this is celebrities are taking advantage of something that I absolutely positively know. I know that our healthcare system, insurance healthcare system in the United States of America, is broken and screwy for so many of you. And we view it as a thing that just bilks you out of money. And most people, even though health care is great, and the people in the healthcare job world are fantastically talented, best in the world in the United States of America, insurance is a screwy scam, and it's very, very expensive. So people feel for that. They feel for that. But I don't know how you sit back and go, this guy's on how many episodes of television did you say, C-Lan? 26
23 seasons.
23 seasons?
Man,
20?
I really don't have time to watch this video, but I'm very curious about the title of it. But on YouTube, a video was posted January of 2020 that's called "Here's Why Corey Harrison is all caps set for life."
Yeah, right, yeah. Set for life. Set for life was when? What year was that posted?
2020.
2020, set for life. 2026, update $400 in his checking account, according to this.
He called the expert, and the numbers are a bit inflated, hospital, so the best I could do, $2,500.
I don't think this is accurate. This seems real weird to me.
Well,
Can't speak to what he did.
Details on the accident itself.
None?
Mind you, I'm going on like page 3 of the Google search, and nothing on actually what happened.
I did see that he definitely was in an accident. So, like, I know that happened. I think TMZ had some details on it. Terrifying accident. He said, sorry, I got to miss your wedding, Dad. I'm in the hospital. Pawn Stars, Corey Harrison got banged up really bad. He spent 3 nights in the hospital, 11 breaks in his rib cage, he said. He showed x-rays. Oh, yeah, okay. He's got like x-rays of his ribs and whatnot. The incident left him injured on his birthday. This is not even the first crash, I guess, he's been in on his bike. It doesn't say the details of the accident, though. So, I mean, it's all a little curious. And when I see these celebrities, this is a larger question I have for you. Celebrities with GoFundMes. Do you feel bad? Would you ever donate to somebody like that? Or do you think like, what the hell? This guy should have boatloads of money. If he's broke, he's made so many bad decisions, and that's on him. I don't think that I would be responsible for helping this guy out. But what do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch. Go over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com, or send an email. If you want to be anonymous, put that on top. Email tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com. Quick break. When we come back, I got to get to these emails. We got more on the burger wars that have been going down. We got the time changes coming up. And before too long, I talked yesterday about the Utah murder mystery thing that had a bunch of Utah just like shutting down. The update on what happened here, the details, insane. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Someday we'll all have a good laugh at how we'd lose an hour of sleep for no other reason than tradition. Until then, daylight savings time can suck it. Real Radio 104.1.
Wishing you a safe ride in Orlando. Right now, I-4 eastbound approaching the 408.
Skull Mike, I'll be with you in one moment. I got to do a live read, then I'll be with you.
Still looks like that shoulder's blocked due to an incident before King Street. Looks like your usual delay on I-4. Besides that, that's approaching 535 in both directions, but the Greenway and Turnpike are clear, and no major issues or delays reported on the 408 or the 429 toll. Our Valvoline instant oil change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
This is Ross Chastain, NASCAR driver and your Fresh from Florida farmer, letting you know that Florida strawberries are picked at peak freshness to ensure that there's sunshine in every bite. Fresh from Florida, the homegrown brand of Florida farmers.
Folks, the weekend is on, and it's going to get a little hot this weekend. We're used to the cold for what we've had of 2026 so far. The hot weather has arrived. That's going to have your AC working overtime. But don't worry, Mills Air is there to help you if anything goes wrong. It's as easy as one phone call to Mills Air, and I'm going to give you the number in a second. They'll have somebody rapid fast out to your place, and they have dealt with whatever problem you have many, many, many times over. So many times, you will not believe how fast and affordable the fix is to make you comfortable like you deserve to be thanks to Mills Air. If you appreciate business like that, if you appreciate family-owned and operated and locally owned and operated business like I do, and you want to support a company that's honest like that, call Mills Air. If your AC is not doing well this weekend, it's 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Hello. Welcome behind the scenes. Back in 3 minutes. Hang tight. Okay. Stand by. Oh, there we go. You got me? Got me? All right, we're good. We're back in a couple minutes. Misogyny on Women's Day. Not on Women's Day. I saw a TLDR post on Iran. Quick note to all of you in chat. If you think something is not on the show, if you think I'm missing something, please, whatever you do, please don't tell me just watch whatever videos on YouTube to get the true story. Please don't do that. I'm never going to do it. It's not going to happen. If you want to email tips@thenewsjunkie.com
and send me your thoughts on any topic, whether it's Iran or a million other things, that's good. If you want to tell me what you think I'm missing, what you think I have wrong, what you think I have right, whatever, email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. But a comment like that's not going to do anything, and I'm never going to go, oh, this random person told me to, I'm not going to do that. Just email, please. Arnott says, I recently had a $482,000 hospital bill. Without insurance, I would have been screwed. $480,000. Okay, we're coming back right now. Here we go. Here we go.
Ash free.
ZipRecruiter. Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM, HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station guaranteed human. Tackling sensitive subjects with unparalleled irreverence. You
can learn more about this show on the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com. This is a little bit different than the other shows you're used to, and I'd love for you to tune in. And if you miss anything, get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. There have been a lot of big stories this week, many that deserve our time without a shadow of a doubt. But one of them, which hasn't gotten a lot of headlines, it's been buried by bigger things, undoubtedly, like the war in Iran, gas prices, all of the political stuff like Kristi Noem and all that's been going on. Buried in the sea of that, and in the Nancy Guthrie updates where that case is really going nowhere, was that story about a mystery murder in the state of Utah. And that mystery murder had portions of Utah completely shut down.
No school.
They shut down the schools. That's right, Sabrina. They shut down the businesses.
Post office.
They shut down the post office. They shut it all down.
Stop signs.
And they said, we got to figure out what was going on here. And now they have a man in custody. There are 3 women that were reported dead in this whole thing. And a lot of the details that just came out are crazy. So I want to share those with you here if you haven't heard this story. We'll get to some of the other stuff that's going on out there in just a moment. But this, one of the reasons they found this woman, there was one woman of these 3 women that were killed in Utah. And one of the reasons they found one of these women was she had a key fob that you could track. And I did not know that was a thing, but sounds kind of useful in cases, well, like this and beyond. Her husband,
when you say track, are we talking like the Find My network or
on the car app? The app for your car tells you where your key fob is. I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. My car doesn't have that, I don't think.
But I'm saying like there are different methods of that. Like,
I think it comes with
a GPS? If it comes with a car and the app's doing it, I mean, is it using other phones to relay that information like the Find My network does? Or
I don't know. Let's see what happened here, because the investigators use that as one of the tools here. But CNN has the details of what happened in this murder mystery manhunt in Utah. And here's what they said. As investigators raced to find the person responsible for 3 killings in Wayne County, Utah, they used automated license plate readers and the victim's own vehicle key fob to track their suspect. A man, police said, has no connection to the victims or the region at all. So this guy comes across country or whatever and goes over to Utah. And these women that he killed, these 3 women he killed, he had no connection to them, had no idea who they were or what was going on, or didn't know the state, just went there. And I'll tell you the reason why he said he did this in just a moment.
It would take just hours to pin down the suspect in a search that spanned multiple states in the Four Corners region of the Southwest this week, ending early Thursday with the arrest of a 22-year-old from Iowa named Ivan Miller, who's been charged with 3 counts of first-degree aggravated murder. Miller was taken into custody in Colorado, officials said, more than 350 miles from where the bodies of these 3 women were found at 2 different locations in Utah. So he's in court as of this weekend. The victims were identified as an 86-year-old woman named Margaret Olroyd, a 65-year-old woman, Linda Dewey, you disgusting coward, killing a bunch of elderly women in this, and Natalie Graves, 34 years old. He killed 3 women, this guy, in Utah. Dewey and Graves, an aunt and niece who had gone for a hike together, were found dead near a trailhead just outside of town. The women's bodies were found by their husbands, who grew concerned when they didn't return from their hike. Utah Highway Patrol spokesperson said at a news conference. They found the vehicle at the trailhead, and deputies went to her home where they discovered her body. All right, that's where they found this person's body. After his arrest, Miller told investigators he spent a night in this woman's back shed and snuck into her house while she was out, according to an indictment. Then he waited for her behind a door and shot her in the back of the head while she sat down to watch television. Again, he has no idea who this woman is. He has no connection to her whatsoever. He hides in her shed in her yard. She leaves. When she comes back, she goes to sit down on her chair in her house, clicks the power button on her television, and he shoots her in the back of the head. What the hell? And you're going to hear the reason in just a moment here why this guy says he did it. Miller made efforts to clean up the scene before dragging the 86-year-old's body to a cellar under the shed, where she was later found, the indictment said. He then stole her Buick Regal and traveled to the trail. He said he did not like the car and wanted to find a different vehicle, so that's why he stopped there. At the trail, he saw these other 2 women get out of a white Subaru, and he shot and killed them both because he wanted the Subaru. This guy. Miller told investigators
Shout out Subaru.
One of the women, they said he stabbed in the chest multiple times because she was still moving afterwards.
I mean, the motive is just weird.
It makes no sense. It's very bizarre.
He's claiming it's because of the cars, but it's clearly there's some premeditation ahead of time.
Yeah, but he said he doesn't know him. He doesn't how do you pick this random person's house and go in his shed and wait to do this?
Also, they knew it was the same person based on how they were killed, but or not, because the second lady was stabbed, right?
Both. He shot her, and then she didn't die enough, so he started stabbing her. Officials said he ditched the car at the trail and drove away in the white Subaru. He stole the credit cards and used one of them to pay for gas afterwards. That's when they used all the license plate scanners across the area. Colorado law enforcement located a vehicle abandoned in Pagosa Springs, Colorado, and took him into custody without incident. One of the husbands was also able to track the car's location using an app that monitored the vehicle's key fob, investigators said. Miller had a handgun and a large knife in his possession. Here you go. Here's the kicker. Miller told investigators he killed these women in Utah because he needed money. He said it had to be done, and he did not like to do it, but he had to do it.
Baloney.
So weird. So weird. And then onto the family here very quickly. Miller, who lived in Blakesburg, Iowa, this is the killer, this person who killed 3 random people. He said he set out on a cross-country road trip about 2.5 weeks ago, his brother said. His brother said the 2 stayed in contact during the trip, and Miller mentioned crashing his truck after hitting an elk. The brother was concerned about how Miller was traveling around after that and offered to bring him back to Iowa, and he declined. After his arrest, he told officials he'd been staying at a hotel in the area for a few days after he hit an elk with his truck, which he then sold to a tow truck company. And he had no choice, even though his brother said he'd come and get him. And he just decided to kill these 3 women, locking down the state of Utah while this manhunt was going on for absolutely no reason.
Okay, full conspiracy,
Weird.
nothing to back it up. I wonder if he was completely normal up until that elk accident. Hits his head, boom, murder
Shook
thoughts.
It could. I've seen it happen. Not
Little
like
cuckoo.
murder. I've seen it happen where somebody gets into an accident.
Not the same person.
And it shakes them. I told the story years ago on the show. For those of you who are new, you won't know this. But I had a friend named Jeff growing up. and Jeff had a car way before me, as you know from listening to the show.
Jeff Mustard.
I didn't get
I was going
my-
to say mustard too.
It's a food-related name, but it's not mustard. No. It is a food-related name, as many of my friends tended to have, but they're very
Is
real.
this the one we talked to?
No, that was Jason Berger.
Oh,
Not Aaron Mayo. This is Jeff. This is not Jeff Hot Dog, okay? It's the
Yeah, people
I don't
are
need to
gonna
say
think
his
these
name
people are
because
fake.
we're on in a city where he lives. But so Jeff was driving his car at one time, and he was not paying attention, I guess, and he plowed into the back of a cop car that was stopped at a red light, and his airbag went off. You know, the speed at which your airbag goes off is just crazy. Airbag goes off, and he said, like, he opened his eyes or tried to, and he didn't know anything was going on, didn't understand anything, and he could barely see, and he just got scared, and he thought he was under attack. And so he got out of his car and started running, and the cop who he hit thought something bigger was going on, so the cop pulled his gun and started chasing him. And then he hears somebody chasing him going, freeze or I'll shoot you, freeze or I'll shoot you. And is now like his brain is sideways, and he goes running across the road, and then there's a canal, and he dives into the canal and swims across the canal, and the cop chases him and then ends up arresting him at gunpoint in some area away from this because he got shaken up by the accident. I don't know if that's the case here. I don't know if this guy was just crazy as hell to begin with. The whole thing is weird and incredibly unfortunate and scared the hell out of a lot of people in Utah this week. But that's what happened behind the scenes there. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com.
I just thought it was odd that, you know, we've heard about people killing before and even serial killing.
Uh-huh.
But you don't often hear of it shutting down an entire state.
No, that's big. It was a small
Rare.
town where it occurred. It was a small town where this happened. And so they wanted to shut everything down. And then the surrounding areas and counties started to do it too, because they didn't know where this guy had gone. And he was just killing random people. And so absolutely freaked people out here. Don't forget, and don't get freaked out. I just want to toss this in, a little extra tidbit here for you. On Sunday at 2 a.m., yeah, the time change thing happens again. Yeah, with the time
quick.
change thing.
That was very quick.
Yeah, where we are springing forward at 2 a.m. on Sunday this week. Springing forward, and that will create a 23-hour day that throws off your sleep and screws up your dog walks and screws up your mornings for at least a week or two.
I thought we got an extra hour.
No, that's fall back.
No, we just get rid of one. We just wipe it away completely at 2 a.m. on Sunday. You will spring forward for daylight saving time, which even though there's been talk about this, there were votes about this, we talked about ending it, nothing is ever happening in the world of daylight saving time. But here we are regardless. So you can give us your thoughts on that happening this weekend as well. Much more to get into, a lot of viral things to touch on and clips to play that you're not going to believe. But I still want to hear from you. So send your dispatches right now. Go over to the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com. Not nudes.
The News Junkie is totally different.
Trademark.
Be clear, thenewsjunkie.com. Send a dispatch over on the website or email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Real quick, a couple of emails coming in. And C emails the show. He's talking about the burger wars that have been going on. I got updates on that, believe it or not, later on in the show. I got updates on the stupid burger wars thing that started when the CEO of McDonald's turned out to be a weird robot who takes the smallest burger bites in the world. Then everybody else jumped in and tried to show, look, I'm super normal. And all the other weird burger CEOs were even weirder than the first guy, which kind of peaked at A&W, which the CEO was like, I'm eating the teenager burger with the teenager sauce. And his whole thing was weird as hell. It just kept getting weirder and weirder and weirder. C says, I always eat my burgers upside down. I don't think that part was weird because the top bun is thicker than the bottom bun and it doesn't fall apart on you. I don't remember where I picked it up from. Courtney says she does this too. It's so weird stuff. I've been doing it for so long, it's just the way I do it. Also, you were asking a few questions about why they did the things the way they did with the guy who was hanging from the bucket truck you talked about this week. First of all, they don't use the bottom control to bring the guy down because the truck was in contact with a power line. so it was most likely energized at the time. And the guy was kicking and swatting because the hydraulic fluid was burning and dripping on him. My God. Oh,
I need to hear that part.
Third, he most likely did not release himself from the harness. It's connected up in the truck, so it might have burnt through and snapped, he says. Haven't heard anything about this guy, but he had survived the initial situation. So we'll see if there's any updates on that. Also, TM emails, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. He says we talked about the world police situation earlier on in the show. And this was my point. This was earlier on in the week, actually. This was my point about the Iran stuff. I said, in 2026, things are different, all right? Things are different. It's totally possible that there are powerful, all-powerful, totalitarian governments who are lording over a populace of people who do not support them in the slightest, but have zero chance of rising up against the powerful weaponry of the state. And in Iran and in Venezuela, where there's unarmed masses, they just go out there and they get killed. And I said, so what do you do? If there are good guys and bad guys in the world, doesn't there need to be a chance for some of these people sometimes? Doesn't, like the Iranians, don't they deserve something more than this? This person, TM, says, hey, Sean, I agree with your comments about the need to eliminate the truly evil people in the world. But why is it up to the U.S. to do it? It endangers the lives of our troops and costs taxpayers millions and billions of dollars. If this is for the greater good, then why do we have to be alone in these endeavors? Why not leave it to Iran's neighbors, some of whom are ultra wealthy and can afford the weapons and who are directly threatened by Iran? If not by their neighbors, then make it a worldwide effort as when the most of the world went against the Hitler dude through NATO or the UN. He said, if you really want to go against bad people in the world, then why not go after Russia or China next? It's obviously why not, because it would be a real war on our hands, not just shooting fish in a barrel. Unfortunately, these matters not always black and white. I have an Iranian-American friend who hates the regime but are upset how we in Israel are handling these things. Also, when we take these actions against other countries, they may start off with good intentions, but they end up costing Americans lives, billions of taxpayer dollars, and then people around the world just hate us anyway, says TM. Thank you for the email. Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to saying, like, why doesn't somebody else do this? Well, nobody else does it. So when you sit back, you don't see China going, oh, I don't support what's happening here in this country, in Iran. These people deserve a chance. Nobody else does it. The United States is the only country with a big enough military, with enough power. The United States is specifically in a position where they are able to wield a sword in this way. I think we have a unique position on the world stage. I don't think we should use that lightly or just not consider what the fallout of all of this could be. But I do think, like, when you look around, who else is stepping up? These other countries around Iran simply don't have the military to pull it off, nor could they ever, I don't think. But thank you for the email. I appreciate the point of view. When we come back, we got more for you, and we got the next episode on the way. We got This Week in Florida is coming up pretty soon here on the show. We're loaded up on a Friday, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
He is always on TikTok.
It is. Listen, I have shunned most of all of my other social.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Good to see you. Iran is currently firing some missiles and rockets on Saudi Arabia. How to win friends and influence neighbors. I think we should make Iran the 51st state. Hard disagree. Do we really want another country in the Middle East to spend their money to raise a military which might rival the U.S.? Probably not a great idea. Better the U.S. does it, right? I mean, Iran has a military a fraction the size of the United States of America. But what are you expecting? Are you expecting Bahrain to do something? Are you expecting Iraq to do something? Who are you expecting to do something in the region would be the question that I would ask to somebody like this. the United States is uniquely positioned to do these things. And we live in a world that is global in scale. And so you can't just say, well, we'll just let these people build up and do this stuff, and we'll think about the long-term penalties for that at another time. I think it's quite clear if Iran did get a nuclear weapon, they would 1,000% bomb Tel Aviv. 100,000%. If Iran right now had a nuclear weapon, without doubt, they're drone bombing hotels. They're shooting at civilian targets all over the place. They don't care. They would 100,000% hit the button and drop a nuke in the center of Tel Aviv. So it seems good to stop that at least. Do a push-up for peace, Sean? I don't think I can pull it off. I don't know if I got it in me today. Oh, no, maybe. Can't be the world's policeman either. This is a recipe for collapse. Well, you can't do it all. That much is obvious. You can't do it all. But what I don't hear people saying, Dan, and what I think is maybe the biggest potential problem here, is as of the last couple of days, China is entering the equation. Now, China is a source of these cheap drones. China and the Chinese military is a significant threat, right? Very, very big, significant threat. China is beginning to talk about supplying Iran potentially with arms, with funds, with things to defend the regime. Much like Ukraine is holding their own against Russia right now because the United States and the EU are funding an insane war and arming the Ukrainians to an extent we've never seen before. The Chinese have the potential to do that with Iran against the United States as a proxy war. And if that happens, it would not be good. China better not? Or else what? You just spouting propaganda? Okay, tell me what's propaganda, please. You have 30 seconds. Tell me what's propaganda or I'm banning you. You have 30 seconds. Go ahead. Cooper, 30 seconds or I ban you. What is propaganda? $15 seconds, Cooper. Cooper! China needs us. I don't know. 90 seconds and we're coming back. You think that scares me? Excellent response. Fantastic response, sir. Fantastic response. Yeet it into the sun with one hand. Yeet it into the sun. Send it to the Don Lemon stream. I wonder if Don Lemon, because Don Lemon got a pop when he got like arrested for all the church stuff. His stream, which was nothing before that, got a big pop. I wonder if that's kind of petered out. I wonder if the interest in the Don Lemon channel has petered. He's not a man with a lot of interesting thoughts to me. Dude didn't even answer the question? Yeah, I mean, that's the point, right? Like, make an accusation, make a claim, back it up with nothing, get the fuck out of here. See you later. Next, please. We're coming back.
By Novartis.
Your entire sports feed all in one place with iHeartRadio from the pursuit of gold.
Jack Hughes wins it! The golden goal for the United States!
To the bracket busting in March.
I thought it was spectacular.
From the first pitch in spring training.
Ohtani tees off!
To the dreams of the NFL draft.
With the first pick.
You're one tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local station. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcasts. Search sports on iHeartRadio and lock in.
Mainlining today's top stories. You're listening to the news junkie, Sean Wasson.
Today, you can join us on the show. Send a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. It's really easy for you to do. A couple of things to get into momentarily, but don't forget all the links, podcasts, and all that good stuff available over at thenewsjunkie.com. One crazy thing that I saw today was, I think they were saying the number of people, I know this is like a silly side story, but I just wanted to work this in really quickly to see if you guys do this. With all the things happening in the world, we could use a distraction on the show every once in a while. But the story that I saw from Fox News said that the amount of Americans that when they go to restaurants now bring at least one or more sauces with them is like 70% or something, or more than half of Americans bring, some of the numbers were around 60 to 70%, bring extra sauces with them to go to restaurants and places where they're going to eat, which is crazy to me that there's been that much of like a sea change in this. It used to be about like
sauce, like hot sauce, or your own cup of ranch.
Well, it used to be hot sauce in my bag kind of thing. Like you bring some hot sauce around with you, which I love hot sauce. And I can see that this is, a draw, because sometimes I go to a place and I go, can I get some hot sauce? And they bring that Tabasco over to me. And then I go, come on, give me something better than this, for God's sake. But I was blown away that more than half of Americans bring stuff along with them, bringing their own sauces. Like even people bringing their own mayonnaise and ketchup.
Hey, that's a little weird.
Nothing wrong with that. Some places don't have mayonnaise. And,
hold on. Are you saying, Sabrina, that you are a person who brings some sort of like ranch or sauce along with you?
There have been moments, especially in stadiums for some reason, that I wish I had a packet of mayonnaise, because it's the only thing not available. There's so many places that just don't have mayo, despite
stadiums. Really, usually stadiums like have those like big pump Heinz things with the giant
mustard, ketchup, barbecue sauce, honey mustard, but never mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. Somebody saying fake poll. No, it's the real. The story that I saw was from Fox News. And
a lot of the hot sauce companies and stuff like that, and maybe some of the others, but are even offering, portable sized sauces. Like little srirachas.
Like the little things?
Yeah.
Or even though I hate Tabasco, the little tiny Tabascos
those are the cutest.
They're so adorable. They're like a little teeny inch tall Tabasco.
I've been to some places that like purposely serve those just, I think, for aesthetic reasons with a tray of oysters. Like you get a dozen oysters raw, and you'll have your accoutrements, like your horseradish or your mignonette, and then there'll be like a couple of those little, I think of them as like army Tabascos, because it's like stuff they used to put in MREs.
Yeah. I find this to be interesting, and chat is right now saying yes to a lot of this on two fronts. They're saying yes because, number one, you don't know if those like pump things are clean. You don't know where you're getting this stuff from. If the condiments that you use at these restaurants are clean, so it's gross, so I don't want to use it. That's one thing. Or two, people are like, the hot sauces and the sauces that they have at these places are not good. They suck. And I like their food, but I need to have that to make the experience really good for me. And if I'm paying money, I want the experience to be good, even if I have to bring some stuff along with me. People are talking about bringing vinegar along with them and stuff because they like things a particular way. I got no problem with it. I would just be amazed if the numbers are that big. They said 90% of consumers are open to trying new condiments, are interested in bold maximalist flavors, including umami and smoky profiles. That continues to be more and more popular. As many as 1 in 5 people actually bring bottles of their own sauces into restaurants along with them. And more than half in some of these polls say that they bring something with them to help season or spice up the food.
Do you think there's a level of restaurant, though, where if you did that, they would be like,
get out of here.
Seems kind of...
There's places where you can't even do any substitutions on the menu. Are they going to be okay if you bring out your own bottle of something?
Well, they're not having to do the substitution.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I know, like, okay, question, because I know that it's typically frowned upon. Not typically frowned upon. You just shouldn't do it to bring your own food to a place that serves food, right?
Yeah,
right. You're not. If you're going to the movie theater, they don't like when you sneak in candy or food. They want you to buy it there.
I get it. Yeah.
One of the big ones, if you are at a bar and you bring your own alcohol in, you're literally not allowed to consume it there.
Right.
What if you bring your own mixer?
I don't know. If you bring your Bloody Mary mix with you?
I have been guilty of bringing my own mixer to a bar because they didn't have it.
I saw someone that brought their own like cranberry or grape juice to the bar because that's what they wanted to mix their drinks.
I think this is becoming more common because more people have a lot of options and more people are into customizing things exactly the way they want them. I mean, we had this whole burger war this week where the CEO of McDonald's took a small bite and Burger King stepped in and all the other weirdos stepped in and did all of that stuff. But if you go to the core of some of these companies, Burger King literally took off because they had the idea of saying your way, right away at Burger King now. Mm-hmm. You can change out whatever you want. You want 2 patties, you want cheese, you want onion,
hold the
no
pickles,
onion.
Hold the lettuce. Special orders don't upset us. All we ask is that you let us serve it your way.
That was literally their thing. And people got into this world of customization, having things literally their way. And I think people now go, I like this sauce. I like this pink sauce. I like sriracha.
I like a good pink sauce.
I like, what's the one that people go nuts for sometimes? It's a little expensive.
The aioli? Garlic aioli?
No.
Truffle?
There's truffle. There's a truffle oil company. There's a company that makes truffle sauces. Truff? It might be called Truff.
Yeah. Well, Truff does the oil, but they've since moved into they have a Truff mayonnaise and a Truff hot sauce. And
yeah. And people go, I love this stuff. I swear by it. But you know what I'm not going to find at any restaurant I go to? This. It ain't going to happen. And I want things my way here in the United States of America.
My way or the highway.
Red, white, and blue, Sea-Lane, flying that flag, and I want to be able to customize my meal. So I don't have any issue with it. I do think it's kind of strange that we've come to this point. But here we are regardless. If you've done this or you actively do this, let me know what you bring along with you. What do you bring into the restaurants, and has anybody ever said anything about it? Send us to dispatch@thenewsjunkie.com or an email, tips, TIPS, @thenewsjunkie.com. There you go. Little side journey along the way today. Lots and lots of things that we have to hit on before the show wraps up. Let's see. I want to get into some more of the stories about the Iranian situation where it makes sense. Some people don't get that and they're kind of bored by that. So I'm trying to sprinkle them in here and there where they matter more. But there's a lot of people who are reacting. So let's try to get into a couple of emails to start us off. Here is a Phil with an email. Phil says, happy Friday, everybody. Hey, Phil, good to hear from you today, Saturday, Sunday. I'm not sure if this one is one that you spoke about on air or just one that got emailed to me, but this is a pretty nice mailbox money opportunity for people that just hit my account. It's from the Smile Direct Club class action. We did talk about that. Yeah, we talked about that mailbox money way back when. I remember filling out the info and sending in screenshots of money paid to them, but I don't remember when. Anyways, I got an extra $84 in my account for the weekend. Nice, Phil. Good for you. That's fantastic. Let's see. What else do we have? Here is Brenda to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Hey, Sean, Brenda here. I went to Sam's on Tuesday, and I paid $2.78 a gallon for gas. Well, that's pretty nice right now. I was thrilled. Everywhere else was $3.19 at the time. Not now. Also, I'm just a few years older than you, but I'm like your dad when I go on a road trip. I scope out those gas prices. Talking about this, of course, because gas prices are up 50 cents a gallon in the last week, even before leaving to drive home. Love y'all, my three best friends. Thanks for keeping me entertained during the workday, she says. And thank you for the email, Brenda, tipsthenewsjunkie.com, TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, we'll get into more of those in a moment. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up?
The latest on Britney's DUI arrest, and if you seek TT, hold on to your butts. Heated Rivalries creator has a new project under way, and the subject was allegedly nicknamed The Great Big Old Gay Guy. Plus, hey Madonna, it's us, España. Can we get that thing you borrowed from us over 3 decades ago? All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's the Orlando Shine Show with Brendan and the Bus. At 9, we all find out what the hell is Angel listening to. Tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Friday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we're going to be expecting a mix of sunshine and clouds as temperatures soar their way into the mid-80s with a high of 86 degrees today in Orlando. We'll stay mostly dry.
Hello.
This report is sponsored by Terminex. Termite alert. It is termite season.
Welcome behind the scenes. Stand by.
Identified in your area. Termites can attack your home or business and cause costly damage. Don't live with the termite problem. Before you see termites this swarm season, Terminex it. Schedule a free inspection at Terminex.com. Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. It's tournament season and the deals are tipping off. As interest rates drop, we're driving them down even further with financing as low as 0%.
Big moment here. Thank you to Bobby B. Bobby B for the 10 gifted subs. Bobby B, let me make sure that all was attached to you over on the scoreboard, on the leaderboard. Bobby B, 22. Damn. How about that? Thank you. Bobby B with the 10 gifted subs. Go grab those right now. People are already gobbling them up. I didn't even mention it. Go grab those right now. 10 gifted subs from Bobby B. Secret Show subs gifted at thenewsjunkie.com. Thank you much. That gets me further to the next Hubble Cam upgrade here in the studio. I appreciate that. Anybody else who wants to gift some Secret Show subs and rise up on the leaderboard? You can do that at thenewsjunkie.com. Hit that gift icon. I got one from Bobby today. Bobby be gifting. You guys thank Bobby? Thank you, Bobby. Good stuff. Stream is working perfectly so far? I hope so. I hope so. Chat, if you did bring one sauce with you, and one sauce only, for the rest of your life, to any kind of restaurant that you were going to, you only had one sauce for the rest of your life to bring, even at home. You had to choose one sauce, and you're limited for the rest of your life to this one sauce. What is that sauce, chat? And why is it sriracha? You know what I mean? One big bottle of sriracha every week to 2 weeks. Probably 2 weeks. One big bottle of sriracha for me every 2 weeks. Ketchup? Teen sauce? Kobe Yum Yum sauce. That's 2 of you with that. More teen sauce. Ranch? Ketchup? When you say ketchup, I'm hoping you mean Heinz. I'm hoping you mean Heinz. Hoping you're not one of those Hunts people. A lot of Kobe. Chick-fil-A Buffalo. Ooh. Baby sauce. Cholula. Sweet chili mixed with soy sauce or sriracha. Alfredo. Sunstate John bringing that Alfredo with him for the rest of his life. Salad, Alfredo. Burger, Alfredo. Alfredo on everything. All of it. Bobby B, thank you for those gifted subs. We're coming back for the next episode. Oh, Pollo Tropical Cilantro Garlic. Ooh. Bam. Oh, Dan, I'll have to check that. I'll have to check that, Dan. Those are really good, though. Coming back.
Free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Everdoor's Forever Springs last for life. And right now, you save $75. One fix, forever covered. That's Everdoor peace of mind. Lock it in today at Everdoor.com. Everdoor, the garage door that lasts evermore.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the...
Entertainment and beyond. It's been a wild week. We got a lot more to get to here on the show. Thank you for hanging out with us. We do appreciate that, of course. More of your feedback on the way. Real quick, big thanks to Bobby B for the 10 gifted subs. Bobby B stepping up, rising up the leaderboard with the 10 gifted subs. And you can go claim those over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Also, big thank you to Chaos for the gifted sub. Just a single one over there. Rises him up as well. I'll have to add that in just a bit here on the show. But you can claim those and be a Secret Show subscriber. It's easy. It's just one click away. To claim them, you just, if you're logged in on thenewsjunkie.com, hit claim. All of a sudden, you're a Secret Show subscriber thanks to those folks. There you go. Join in on that over on thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it. Even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I'm eating the teenager burger with the teenager sauce.
Nothing. Weather's nice.
It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey. Gross.
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. Interested in buying a home? Maybe refinancing that beautiful home you own? HELOC options, reverse mortgages, getting money back in your hands? Work with someone who's got your back, who's going to make sure that you're getting the best deal, that you got a great quote, that he's answering all your questions when you're ready to make those big life decisions. When it comes to peace of mind, you can get it right there at your fingertips by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
67 years ago, 1959, this made their debut at American Toy Fair. 3, 2.
Barbie.
Barbie is right. Points for Sealand on the board. According to Mattel, her full name is what? 12 points.
Barbara?
Oh,
is it really? Okay. I don't
know if you guys would ever get this.
I didn't even know she had a last name until now. I think.
And middle name I'm looking at here.
Yeah, no, damn it, I read this
It was
the other
old
day
lady in the movie, right?
because we found out that Ken had a last name too, right?
Yeah.
No, I thought Ken was just Ken. Isn't that the whole song?
No,
It's just Ken.
Yeah. Her full name is Barbie Millicent Roberts from Willows, Wisconsin. The first Barbie dolls cost $3 buckaroos. If you could find an original edition today, it might be worth how much money?
Oh my God! An original Barbie, $10,000.
Okay,
11 grand.
$5,000. More than 800
Kenneth
million.
Sean Carson.
Oh, look at that.
It's a scene too. SEAN.
More than 800 million Barbies have been sold since then at a rate of 2 Barbies sold every second.
Jeez.
Bam. And speaking of Barbies, Barbie Dream Team dolls, we have the new lineup coming up this year, and congratulations to Helen Fisher, Ouya, and Polish expedition climber Soja.
A woman Mexican baseball driver? Or what'd you say?
Race car.
Oh, Mexican race car driver. Okay.
Question. What is a baseball driver?
I have no idea. That's why I was confused for a second. I was like, what did I just hear?
When girls see what's possible, they dare to dream big and ask their parents to spend money on their new dolls. Congratulations. Let's see if we're going to get a DUI Britney Spears Barbie anytime soon, but we do have the latest on Miss Spears.
Be a hell of a Barbie.
Yeah, she's having a whole thing.
Yeah. Over the week, she was arrested for impaired driving. Police found an unknown substance in her car.
Oh.
Think she was under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Oops. They did the blood tests. Don't know the results just yet. She was pulled over around 9:30 p.m. on Wednesday night, swerving in and out of traffic in the BMW. Good thing, though, I would say, silver lining, no baby on her lap.
Oh, that's positive, yeah, and a sea of negative.
Baby's all grown now, right?
Yeah.
Britney's rep says he hopes this can be, quote, the first step on a long overdue change that needs to occur in Britney's life.
I saw some people speculating. They go, will she be back in a conservatorship from this? And the legal experts that I saw talking about this were like, no, this is a DUI is not nearly enough to get somebody back in a conservatorship. So none of that will change. It's just about like, will she get in trouble? Could she go to jail? Those kind of things.
Maybe a little rehab that kind of covers all the bases, including mental health and drugs and alcohol. But here we are. On the other side of the table, if the table was made of DUIs and professional wrestling, do I have a rumor for you? According to reports, as a matter of fact, CageSideSeats.com.
I love them. Yeah.
If you smell, a rumor about WWE is circulating, saying that they have signed RFK Jr.'s niece.
All right. RFK Jr.'s niece. I didn't even know she was a wrestler.
Kane A. Knight is a hardcore number cruncher. He analyzes and covers pro wrestling since 2014. And now there is a rumor stirring that RFK Jr.'s niece is going to be signed and part of the WWE lineup. Now, I think the credit here is to Linda McMahon. You know her, of course, as the Secretary of Education here in the United States of America.
Correct.
Prior to that, married to Vince McMahon, who was the head of WWE. Now, I have what I cannot confirm for legal reasons, an exclusive, never heard before here on the First Time News Junkie clip.
I'm listening.
I got a hold of a voicemail that RFK Jr. left for his niece upon hearing this rumor.
All right.
So this is all alleged. This is, I cannot confirm where it came from, but I am like 1,000% kind of sure that it's RFK. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Are we all covered, like, as far as me playing this?
I guess so. I haven't heard it yet, so I don't know what the hell's going on.
Allegedly.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go.
Hey, sweetheart. Uncle Bobby here. Just heard you signed with the WWE, and I'm so proud of you, truly. But listen, professional wrestling arenas use extremely powerful lighting systems, and when those lights interact with synthetic ring ropes, you create an electromagnetic environment we don't fully understand yet. Just make sure to slather yourself in beef tallow. And you remember, you wouldn't be here if you had got the COVID vaccine, okay? Love you, sweetheart.
Never know what he's saying. Never have an idea. No.
Sounds like he's on one of those like vibrating machines that people use for
like a Sibian.
Yeah. Well, one thing's for sure, he was definitely wearing jeans. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Even in the gym, that man wears jeans.
I mean, he's
gym, jeans everywhere.
I'll give it to him. But
it's weird that
he's ripped.
Yeah, he's in good shape.
Vocal fry that he had, you almost didn't hear it when he said vaccine. It's like it's like that. It's like it was cured.
So
briefly.
fried, like well done fried.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, he looks RFK or not RFK, excuse me.
Junior.
He looks like he himself could be a wrestler. Like I could see him, doing it himself. He's pretty rough. Yeah.
Spanish soccer club.
Not good at the smack talk portion of it.
Cutting the promo part would be very bad.
That's a great idea. I'll do it next week. Spain's Celta Vigo has reached out to, of all people, this lady right here.
Madonna!
With quite the pipe dream. Hail Mary. Hey, do you happen to have that jersey he wore in 1990? We need it back. Marian Moreno, the president of La Liga Club, had wrote a letter, open letter apparently, to Madonna this week. And at some point, July 29th, 1990 to be exact, my ass was like 3 months old, maybe even less than that. And she wore this number 5 jersey of former defender Jose Manuel Espinoza, because it's Spain, during a show in the 1990s at the stadium in Spain, one of her last stops in the Blonde Ambition tour. And they thought, oh my God, we completely forgot 36 years later that Madonna had it. Anyway, that you can bring it back to us. Your image in our jersey has become a myth. It's part of the Celta history that is also written off the field of play. Many see all this is a mere antidote, but I'd like to think that nothing happens by chance. I got to say, the translation from Spanish to English, the message is not as powerful. No word yet, though, from Madonna, because I do believe she lost that 36 years ago.
Damn.
Who am I to say? And finally, because of the great success of Heated Rivalry.
Great success.
We now have a place for you to get your rivalry super hot on. Airbnb style.
Yeah?
Feel like getting away from it all with a hockey player of your dreams? Your moist dreams, to be exact?
Not really.
Airbnb has the perfect location ready and waiting for you. In Canada, baby.
Is there a voice in the back of this that I've just heard the first time?
That's me talking, Zele. It was me talking.
No, I heard like a yeah.
Oh. Well, the cottage that was featured in season 1 of the breakout Heated Rivalry hit on HBO has been listed on short-term rental site Airbnb, known as the it's known as the cottage, and it features significantly more square footage and all of that heated hockey juice everywhere. It's available for you and to at least register now, because it won't be available until January of 2028. So exciting news for those of you, as long as you're fans 2 years from now. On the Boob Tube, we've got the following. The Dinosaurs 4-part documentary with Steven Spielberg and Morgan Freeman. 8th season premiere of Outlander. On Netflix, the streaming premiere of Nuremberg, as well as Duck Dynasty, the revival on A&E. All your dreams of me on Instagram at Sabrina Amber. Have a great weekend and stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. And thank you for hanging out with us today on the show.
Quick, you got to choose one. You got to choose one, Sean.
Choose what?
You got to watch tonight. Nuremberg or Duck Dynasty, the reboot.
3, 2, 1.
I'm going to pass. I'm going to instead.
You have to pick one.
Pick one.
No, I'm going. No. Why do I have to pick one?
That's because it's a game.
I'm doing Nuremberg, by the way.
I'll take Duck Dynasty, I guess.
The revival.
I'm not excited about it. I'm not.
But the Netflix one's about Nazis. I thought you loved Nazis.
I bet you do. I bet you do. All right, when we come back, This Week in Florida with Christopher Dolores Lane. It is happening. The roundup you were waiting for, you were expecting it, and it will be delivered when we come back. What happened this week in Florida? You're about to find out, because that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Daytona Bike Week is rolling into Daytona International Speedway now through March 8th. Experience all the action like the Daytona 200. Get tickets at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com or call 1-800-PIT-SHOP. Keep listening to win tickets and visit realradio.fm/contest to get signed up on our contest page.
In Orlando right now, no major issues or delays reported, just your usual stop-and-go flow. That's in both directions of I-4, approaching 535. Right now, east and west of the 408 is clear. No major issues reported on the Turnpike, as I said, although a little bit of stop-and-go flow northbound approaching the Greenway. The Greenway itself is incident-free, as well as the 429 toll. If you have a report for us, however, remember our...
Hello, welcome behind the scenes. Skull mic activated. Oh, interesting. Foreign Affairs weighing in on what I was talking about with China. Will China come in and support Iran in this war? Will China prop up Iran? Will China offer supplies, missiles, whatever it takes to Iran? This is from Foreign Affairs, and they say, according to Yoon Sun, the writer over there, China will not come to Iran's aid. Beijing has already lost faith in the leadership of the Islamic Republic. What matters now is figuring out how to work with the next power holders to keep oil flowing from the Middle East. Grain of salted, who knows if that's accurate, but if China actually did think we've lost faith in the Iranian leadership, and we're not going to support them, we don't think they're going to survive this, Iran doesn't have a lot of support then. There's not a lot of people supporting them if that's the case. Interesting. Hey everybody, This Week in Florida coming up next. This Week in Florida coming up next. New Secret Show drops at 5 p.m. on thenewsjunkie.com. Thank you again to Chaos and Bobby B for the gifted subs. You can gift Secret Show subscriptions to those out there who have not tried yet. They get gobbled up very fast. It's kind of exciting and fun to do. And you'll see who gets them. You'll get email updates when they are claimed on the website. Hit that gift icon over on thenewsjunkie.com. Alternatively, just so you know, you don't have to submit them to anonymous users who claim them. You can send them directly to users. If you start typing in their username, you can choose which user your sub goes to. You got both options on thenewsjunkie.com. Click the gift icon. By the way, I've seen a lot of reports on the Britney Spears front. It started with TMZ, and they said that there were some drugs found in Britney Spears' BMW. They said there was substances found or something, and that they were being tested. And then there was just a slew of stories. Britney Spears, drugs found in car. That does not look to be true. They gave Britney Spears a roadside test, and they took her to do a blood draw, I believe, and they're testing the blood to see if there are drugs or alcohol in Britney Spears' blood, but there was not drugs found in the BMW. Just to get that out there, there's some fake news going around about that. Not that most of you care about Britney Spears. Couple of minutes and we're back live. How long until Cuba collapse? I don't know. Bootsy says, I care about Britney. I mean, I care about her on a personal level, like on a human level. But a lot of people are like, hey. I think the phenomenon of like how this woman's life has been in the spotlight is thoroughly interesting in a way. How long until Cuba collapses? I don't know. Cuba is one of those other things. I'll tell you. It's pretty hard to figure out what's actually going on in Iran right now because there's a complete internet blackout, as there always is in Iran. Iranians aren't allowed to post stuff. They have threat of jail. They've already imprisoned Iranians. They will kill the Iranians. They have threatened to kill them and their kids if they take anybody's side other than Iran's in this battle going on. So it's hard to see what's actually going on in Iran. It's forever been hard to see what the truth is in Israel and Palestine because there's so much propaganda and bullshit. It is so hard to see what's actually going on there. And Cuba would be third on that list. It's hard to see what's really going on in Cuba. I think there's a bit of a crunch there at the moment, but it's hard to know what's going on. Chat, what do you think? Will Cuba collapse? Chat, will Cuba collapse? Will Cuba collapse, yes or no? Cuban statehood. So close to the United States.
The loot. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Where common sense meets complete nonsense. This is the News Junkie.
Here on the show, what happened in Florida? How embarrassing of a week was it for the Sunshine State? Well, we're all about to find out together in just moments. We have your dispatches, your emails, everything you're sending into the show as we're sending the show out to you. If you hear something you want to talk about, give us your thoughts. If you have some thoughts on something I'm saying or something I'm not saying, jump in with your thoughts. Record a dispatch or send an email at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right, here we go, Mr. Christopher Dolores Lane. Are you ready for this week in Florida?
Hang on.
Popping that up, getting a little Diet Coke.
It's Coke Zero Sugar.
Coke Zero?
I'm ready.
Coke
Let's
Zero.
go. Let's do this, man. Why are you delaying me?
He got popped off there when he took that sip of Coke Zero.
What's in that Coke Zero?
Here goes nothing. Let's do this week in Florida.
Giving you a recap of the most grown-worthy stories in the state. It's This Week in Florida.
That's right. The weekend is here. That means it's time to take a trip, a little tour, a little, we'll gallivant around the Sunshine State a bit and see some of the craziness that has gone on in the past 7 days or so. And I feel like I may have Beetlejuiced this guy just out of hiding because I said his name the other day. I said it feels like we haven't had a weird, crazy story from gubernatorial candidate Mr. James Fishback in quite some time. Famously known for some pretty cringe commercials or just weird commercials. He said he wanted to impose a 50% sin tax on OnlyFans models.
That's
and
right.
Take half their money. He called his black contender a slave to donors, which has been a little controversial. But this latest thing that he started doing, he's had to stop. They've pulled the plug on him.
Oh, he's gone too far now.
You'd think.
Can't wait to hear.
See, James Fishback, who also the thing we had most recent about him was he was doing some of his campaigning on Tinder for whatever reason. He thought that would be a way to reach out. He wants to reach the everyman, and he thought, what better place to do that than Waffle House? His campaign announced that they were going to go to, I think, every Waffle House in Florida. He said on Tucker Carlson or one of those shows, I think, he had previously received permission from Waffle House's corporate office to visit every location in Florida to, quote, meet voters where they are. But now he says he's been banned from the Waffle Houses. And the Waffle House Corporation has shut that idea down. He planned to visit.
They have full-on fights inside the Waffle Houses.
Yeah, but no, they don't have governor candidate James Fishback anymore. His plan to visit every Waffle House in the state of Florida has been derailed because he says, his words, he's been banned. In a release posted to X on Thursday, Fishback shared a statement saying that this morning Waffle House abruptly revoked our permission and criminally trespassed us from all their Florida locations.
Criminally?
I don't think, can you criminally trespass somebody for, he didn't even do anything. All he did was start campaigning at Waffle Houses, and they told him to stop. It doesn't sound like something you could
That's a
get
good
a criminal
question.
trespass for.
I don't blame. If I was Waffle House, I'd be like, I don't want any politics.
Exactly.
I don't want, like, political meetings inside the Waffle House. That's bad.
So he said, I'm disappointed in Waffle House's decision, especially since they had given us explicit permission to visit their restaurants just 3 weeks ago. He said in the statement following with praise for Waffle House staff who greeted me and our supporters with warmth, kindness, and awesome food. However, he's not going to stop getting to the people. He's got a plan. And that plan is he's going to continue campaigning at free pop-up restaurants he's somehow building or popping up.
He's making his own restaurants to appear at?
And he's calling them Fishback Waffle Home.
Oh, woof, dude.
He says he plans to continue with the Fishback Waffle Home pop-up restaurant, free restaurant, so we can keep meeting voters over hot coffee and warm waffles. He is in the running against Representative Byron Donalds, who I believe is the one that President Trump has endorsed for the Republican primary in Florida. He's third in a poll of likely Republican primary voters that was done by the Public Opinion Research Lab at University of North Florida, only because 24% of the people polled said they would vote for Casey DeSantis, who, if you're not keeping track, has not even announced that she's running for governor. So 28% said they'd vote for Donalds, 24% for Casey DeSantis, who's not running for governor, 4% for Fishback. Without her on the ballot, 12% of the respondents said they would vote for Donalds, and 8% said Fishback. 64% said, I don't know.
People on chat are saying Waffle House has enough problems already. He's going to have nowhere to go now during a hurricane, says somebody else. So, you know, that you're writing off Waffle House is a rough idea. It's tough.
You don't go to Waffle House during the hurricane. You kind of like it's your litmus test to see how bad the hurricane is by whether or not it closes. That's the Waffle House Index. But I guess he says he's banned. I don't know if they've actually criminally trespassed him. That seems a little overkill. There was a man who we talked about. Man, when did this happen? I forget. He was this dude who was from Kentucky. He was vacationing in Florida, celebrating his win of $167.3 million in the Powerball jackpot. And he was celebrating a little hard because he got arrested for punching a cop.
Okay, you're not allowed to do that? Is that what
No.
you're saying? Okay, I'm just hearing this for the first time.
They said he previously, this is a real roller coaster of a story for James Farthing, 50 years old. He was charged with felony battery of a law enforcement officer. He pled guilty to a reduced misdemeanor charge in connection with the violent confrontation last year at the Tradewinds Resort in St. Pete Beach. He was a career criminal, they said, who spent nearly 30 years behind bars, was arrested a day after claiming his lottery winnings in Kentucky and headed down to St. Pete to celebrate. Police had been called to the hotel to deal with a tattooed man who was, quote, was basically trying to fight everyone in the bar while boasting, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire.
You know what? He's having a good time. He's won a lot of money and he's having a good time.
When another patron who was unaware of the unruly guy's actual good fortune called him delusional, Farthing punched the man in the face. Sheriff's deputy had sought to separate the pair as they grappled on the lobby floor, and then that's where it led into him hitting the cop. Court records show he pleaded guilty Friday to misdemeanor battery and obstruction charges. He was fined a mere $1,000 and sentenced to time served, which was 9 days in the county lockup. He had completed an 8-hour anger management class. So he's going to get to keep a lot of that $167.3 million in the Powerball jackpot, less the $1,000 for punching a cop, and probably some legal fees.
My God. All right.
Have you guys ever contested a ticket? Like, if you got it, if you were written like a speeding ticket or some other kind of ticket, have you ever taken it to court?
I attempted, and Mo said, don't, just pay it.
See, okay, I heard the same thing, Sabrina. Like, I think I was going to one time, and then I was, like, angry about it in my head, and then I talked to somebody, like an attorney like Moses DeWitt, who actually knows this stuff, and I said, hey, I was thinking about doing this, and they're like, don't be stupid.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought I had a great argument, because I had, technically ran a red light, but it was pouring rain, and so I was going to bring to the court, and Your Honor, had I hit on my brakes, then I would have caused an accident because I would have hydroplaned because of the timing of it all. So not guilty.
and Judge Moses DeWitt told you,
don't bother, just pay.
Yeah, so just pay.
There used to be like a urban legend that like half the time, the police officers don't even show up to those court hearings and you just get dismissed. But I think it's kind of a gamble, and you're wasting your time hoping, like crossing your fingers that happens. I don't think that happens as much as people used to want to think it did.
Hold on real quick. Pause. Chat, folks.
Who died?
Anybody?
No.
No. Nobody died.
Every This Week in Florida.
There is a lot of This Week in Florida where I stopped seeing because there's breaking news that somebody died, but not this time. Chat, folks. Have you ever contested a ticket? And if so, have you won or not? Let us know, because I think Sabrina's right where most people go like, I got this, and the judge is going to understand our argument, and I'm going to go in there, and the judge is like, I don't care.
Well, a Lake Worth Beach traffic stop is gaining attention online. A woman was cited for using a wireless communications device while driving, which is against the law. Video of the encounter is sparking debate over how Florida's driving distracted law is enforced. The citation was issued in Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office on February 11th. And the charge was wireless communications device / handheld while driving, first offense. In the video posted to TikTok that has since gone viral, the driver records the stop and questions the deputy's observation. The deputy is heard in the video saying he saw the device in her right hand, and the woman plans to challenge the citation in court. Why do you think she plans to challenge the citation in court? What I just said is very important to this. The deputy is heard stating he saw a device in her right hand.
It was vibrator.
She does not have a right hand.
She does have a right hand.
She doesn't have a right hand.
That's a good argument. Take that one to court.
Yeah.
Take that one to court, yes.
So,
Your Honor, I present to you my right hand.
But did she have a nub that has like a tiny little finger that can hold on to something?
I haven't seen the video, but she requested body camera footage from PBSO, and CBS 12 asked for the same footage.
If you're in court and you're like, Your Honor, clearly this couldn't have been me. That is a powerful moment.
Please take your arm out of your shirt.
I know, but it's worth it. Worth a try.
Quick fill in the blank. Florida man busted after allegedly building a blank crime empire.
Meth.
Quick guesses. Meth is not it. Meth is too obvious.
Cockfighting.
I have a different story about cockfighting, but this is not the one. Since it'll be way too long before you get to it, a man wanted by law enforcement for stealing thousands of dollars worth of Lego sets from a Broward County Walmart was arrested at a Coconut Creek location, charged with crimes related to a broader string of Lego thefts. He's been arrested for similar incidents. In 2025, he was arrested in connection with other Walmart thefts. This guy loves stealing and mostly does it with Legos. Wow. Let's see.
Bad boy.
Man trapped in his driveway by an animal. This happens to me. This happens to Sean with the peacocks sometimes.
It does. Stupid animals in this neighborhood. They're the worst.
In my neighborhood, it's ducks. But this man in Rivera Beach, his commute was delayed by... Oh, then this is a typo. His commute was delayed by a 7-foot-long boa constrictor that he had to wrestle out of his driveway. The invasive species was likely a pet, they say. A neighbor was threatening to shoot the snake before police arrived to help contain it in a trash bin, and a trapper was called to retrieve it after it was secured by the homeowner. But I think you could just get a stick and move the thing, right?
How long that thing was?
Yeah. You got a stick.
It's a snake. You can sneak up on a snake that
stick
big.
a snake, dude.
Yes,
You
you can easily.
cannot.
If there's a snake blocking the road and it's like a 10-foot snake, that snake ain't gonna get me. It's so big, it has to work its ass off just to move its body around.
And then it
all.
constricts you to death, bro.
And it's not gonna get me. In, out, bob, weave. I'm not gonna be near that thing's mouth.
A former neurosurgeon got into a shootout with Florida officers, saying, "I won't be taken into custody alive." He was shot in the leg during a gunfight, and he's being treated for injuries. He was most definitely taken into custody alive and now facing murder charges, in addition to a pending sexual assault charge that was out of Colorado. In Lake County, a man was killed. I don't think this is exactly how I'm picturing it in my head, but he was killed by a steamroller.
You're picturing it like Roger Rabbit?
Yes.
Just blows on his thumb and he's back to normal.
At the time, he was trying to drive the construction steamroller up an embankment on private property.
Flat like a sheet, but
the equipment soon overturned. As a result, the driver was struck by the steamroller as it rolled over. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Man accused in
Really did laugh
Miami-Dade
at that
County
death,
of hosting a cockfighting event at Miami-Dade property. The training ring they found on his property was discovered within the structure, along with rooster vitamins, medications, and a rooster agitator, as well as syringes. I didn't know that you had to buy a cock agitator to agitate, the
Isn't that
cocks
just
for the
a ring?
cockfight. Well, they're all in the ring, cockfighting ring. And then last but not least, in this week in Florida, a woman smirked as she took her mug shot. She was arrested after a toddler was recovering and hospitalized from drinking a sippy cup that had a bag of meth inside. Detective said after the 1-year-old drank from the sippy cup, the parents found the bag at the bottom, and someone else who lived in the home said the bag had methamphetamine inside it. Even though the child had been potentially exposed to the drug, the parents and other people who lived in the home chose to monitor the toddler instead of calling 911. But when the child began vomiting, the mother took it to a nearby fire station, and that's when the cops were called and the arrest started. And that's it for this week in Florida.
Thank you, C-Lane. You're talking about the snake in the road. Yesterday, I went for a walk. I do this every day to try to get my steps in, do all that stuff. And I've never seen this happen before in my life, but I witnessed, and it was the best people watching I've ever done in my life. I'm going down the road. It's a road near where I live, and it's a decently busy road. It just got done being repaved not that long ago, so Sabrina will know what road I'm talking about. It's like a main road there. And
good road.
Right down the road from me.
I hate that road.
All of the cars were stopped. Okay? All of the cars. And I go, what is happening here? Is there a little duck walking across the road? Is there a peacock? We got peacocks in the neighborhood. Nope, wasn't any of those things. I get closer. Now I see people beginning to get out of their vehicles. All right? So cars are backing up. Nobody wants to cross for some reason. Something's in the road. And people are getting out of their vehicles and starting to step out to root around. And this one person in particular gets out of their SUV. And they go over, and I'm just starting to walk by the front of where this is happening now, and I could see what's going on. Somebody must have driven by in a big truck, a truck too tall for the road, and it yanked down a live line, and there was a live line on the road, and everybody stopped because they didn't want to go over it. They thought maybe it could be a power line or something, and all the cars were backing up, and everybody was gathering around. And I watched with my own eyes a woman in her mid-30s, who should know better than any of this, reach out very slowly and grab the wire to see if it was active or not.
And what do we have amongst us? A hero.
She goes slowly but surely, and she goes and grabs the wire on the ground and like kind of clinching herself a little bit, and then
This could be it.
She goes.
And then what happens?
And then
everyone
she
drives
tried
around and goes about their day.
She tried to pull it out of the way, but there was nothing she could really do. And then the fire department came after a while and cut the wire loose. But the lady, everybody's watching. Nobody said anything. Everybody's watching, and she leans over and she's like cringing, and she grabs the wire and gives it a try. And she goes, "Okay, it's fine." And I go, what would you have done if that was a live wire?
Nothing. She would have done nothing anymore, ever.
I feel like you can tell walking up to it if it's live or not. You can kind of hear the electricity.
Trust me, with her body language and the face she was making, she was questioning whether or not this was a live wire. She's leaning over. She goes, "Ugh."
I died doing something.
I think I just narrowly avoided a similar incident on the way to work today. Because there was a community police officer that was starting to stop in the middle of the road, because I think it noticed what I noticed driving by. There was a line that was just dangling from the sky, not from the sky, obviously, but it was just dangling down, and it didn't look.
We don't know where it starts and we don't know where it ends.
It didn't look big enough to be a power line. It looked more like a cable line or something.
Or
but
Geppetto strings.
It was coming up from whatever towers there were, and it was just sitting there to the left of traffic. I could totally go by it, but I was like, this police officer is about to stop all the traffic behind me.
And did somebody go out and just go, one of us has to grab it?
It wasn't blocking anybody.
They're like, there's only one way to find out if this is a power line or a data line, and you have to grab it and hope for the best. And My God, watching that
The
was
look on
really
that woman's
something else.
face when her body was just surged with data.
All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from you. Send us your dispatches over at thenewsjunkie.com. Lots of feedback to get into. An update, as I said, on the Burger Wars. I've got clips galore from the week to dive into. So stick around. A fun ride in the final 90 minutes or so of the show. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
Hello? Welcome in. I'll tell you, ain't never seen nothing like it, folks. Like, that lady, if this cable right here was the power line, that lady, there's 2 or 3 people behind her, cars parked everywhere, and that lady goes, and realized that it wasn't a power line, and I'm watching going, I'm going to stand here for a moment because I would like to see what happens here. Good times. Secret Show drops tonight, 5 p.m. This afternoon, I should say. New Secret Show drops 5 p.m. 5 p.m. on thenewsjunkie.com. If you're not a subscriber, I'd recommend you subscribe and check it out. It was a fun show. We talk about Pallet Man. Josh has a neighbor who is a nightmare brewing over. And I think you need to learn about Pallet Man. There's a song for Pallet Man. It's an experience. We had a fun time, and I think you'll enjoy watching and listening to the show. And you can do that at 5 p.m. when it gets posted on thenewsjunkie.com. Thank you, folks. We'll see if we sneak in any last-minute gifted subs on a Friday. Hit that gift icon. What's on the t-shirt? This is Grimace, I think. Isn't it? Grimace? I'm pretty sure it's Grimace. I believe so. I've had this for a while. I support the Jews in Palestine. I just wung that one out there. Just wung it out. I subscribed today. Thank you, Mike K. Thank you, Mike K. Appreciate you. AJ Soup says that Pallet Man song. Blame C-Lane for that one. It's his fault. I will tell you, a lot of people have been saying, hey, I claimed this many subs, whatever. I've just put all the rest of the funding I had to in the stamps.com account we have. And on Saturday, I have like 3 hours set aside to get all of the rest of the emails. I have a stack about maybe this big of emails for gifted subs, or not for Twitch subs, including some of you who have been like, I claimed 4. I've got them all printed out, I promise. And I have all the claimed subs from the website. All of those gifts for people either subscribing or gifting subs, every single one of them will be sent out on Saturday afternoon. All right? That's a lot coming your way, Sunstate John. Rage, Craig, AJ Soup, Cat Butthole, those are our top 5. Those are the Oilers, the heavy hitters. Bonus Astrid this weekend? I can't because I'm going to take the time that I would have done that and do the mailing. Wild Saturday, bud? You know what? Listen, Bootsy, let me tell you something, okay? You have 30 seconds, Bootsy. 30 seconds. Listen to me. If I say I'm doing something like that on the weekend, you trust me. First thing I'm doing is right after the show, after the podcast is posted and Secret Show is posted, I'm going to Epcot. I'm getting some drinks. I'm eating some of the food items from the new festival. We're going to have a good time out there. We're going to enjoy ourselves, eat, drink, watch the fireworks maybe, have that kind of Friday night. And then Saturday, we got all sorts of stuff planned up and ready to go. But I do make time to do stuff like that. And I've been waiting far too long. You ain't gonna ban Bootsy? Try me. Have a Mickey ice cream pop for me? I don't eat Mickey ice cream pops, and you know it. There's a sushi item that I want to try, because Bootsy, you probably know more about this. I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about this. But the thing that I like, okay, I'm gonna sound dumb. They call it a sushi donut, but I think nigiri is the correct name. But the sushi with the fresh fish, the raw fish over it, I've discovered in the last couple of months, I love it. Like, I don't like a sushi wrap with seaweed, and so I hate that. Hate it. But sticky rice with the raw fish over it, like I think it's called nigiri, that style, love it. Love it. Calm down to the hard R. I said nigiri. 90 seconds and we're back. Sashimi? Is it sashimi? AJ Soup says gifted. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stand by, everyone. We have 5 gifted subs from AJ Soup. That's huge. Hang on. Let me add this. I gotta fix the leaderboard so it shows. Boom! AJ Soup rocketing up the gifted charts. Go grab those subs. Big mega shout out to AJ Soup for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. We're coming back. I got to shout this out on air. Craig, take that. Take it.
I'm talking to the people closest to the biggest issues happening in your community and around the world. This week, I'm joined by investigative journalist Julie K. Brown. She is the utmost expert on the Epstein files.
The Justice Department, through, I think we counted 4 presidential administrations, failed these victims.
Open your free iHeart app, search Bleep with Anna Navarro, and listen now.
What's your case worth? Injury.com by Morgan & Morgan.
The only show brave enough to admit we Google half this stuff. This is the new.
Big updates on some stories we've been following for the last couple of weeks or so in jury duty, so stand by for that. Thanks for being with us on the show today. Dispatches, those are your recorded messages that we're going to get to on the show in just a bit. Video or audio messages, send those in over on thenewsjunkie.com and emails to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Big shout out to AJ Soup for the 5 gifted Secret Show subs, which she said was for the Palette Man song, which if you want to know what that is, you want to know the story and saga of Palette Man, a new secret show drops right now. Go check it out. Usually they're up by Friday at 5 p.m. So if it's Friday at 5 p.m., you're good to go. Go check it out over at thenewsjunkie.com. Right now there's some gifted subscriptions available there thanks to AJ Soup, just like that. The Burger Wars has been a big topic. I don't know why. It's super weird. I'm now hearing from CEOs. I had no idea who they were. I couldn't have named the McDonald's CEO or picked him out of a lineup.
Can you name him now?
I don't know his name, but I know his look.
Yeah.
I know his
Chris
look.
K.
Chris K? Is that true? I wouldn't even know if you're making this up right now.
No, that's what they called him.
Hey, bud.
Chris K. The McDonald's CEO comes out. Guy makes
Only reason I
$18 million
remembered it's
a
Sabrina.
year. He makes $18 million a year as the McDonald's CEO and takes these little bitsy, teeny weeny bites out of the burgers and then says there's beef notes and the burgers. He's talking to people in like lab language instead of, man, this burger is good. Talk to Americans. And then the Burger King guy came out, and he was kind of weird, too, and he pretended he was giving everybody his phone number. He was lying about that.
He's like, the only thing I need is a napkin because it's a juicy Burger King sandwich.
That guy was weird.
Burger.
And then the A&W dude, he came out, the A&W CEO, and he was the weirdest of them all, I
Okay,
think.
ready? Mary F. Kill.
God. I mean, I think I would kill the A&W guy. Because he was just really, it made me uncomfortable, that guy.
It's the teen burger and the teen sauce. Yeah, he's got to go.
Teen sauce. And then the McDonald's guy, I guess I would marry him because he's making that 18 mil, and that's pretty stable. That's solid.
Same answer.
I would F Burger King guy and marry McDonald's guy because I like McDonald's better. And so then I get over with the Burger King guy.
But imagine
and
he's
then,
like,
and then I have a lot of McDonald's in my future.
You guys, when you go to kiss, it's just like tiny little pecks for 20 minutes.
C-Lane's doing it just for the love of the game. Just I need to know what I'm getting here. Now CEOs are popping up, and I'm going, whom? Who is this? And now some of you are going to jump on me, I'm sure, because I've never.
No, you weren't part of the Mary F. Kill.
The CEO of Freddy's has entered the equation in this Burger Bite.
Do we even have Freddy's where we are?
I don't know.
We did, I believe.
I've never had it. What is Freddy's just like a McDonald's kind of place?
But if I remember correctly, or I'm thinking of the right place, it was like a lot of shakes too. Like
okay,
it's Freddy's frozen custard and steak burgers.
Definitely had one near us, but it's gone now.
Steak burgers. Okay, Freddy's custard and steak burger CEO comes out and he's like, I too can make a video, and he makes it in his SUV.
Cool.
And let's see if he's weird, because a lot of times the CEOs are trying to be normal, but then they make it even weirder when they're trying to be normal.
Yo, folks, CEO eating his burger like he does all the time. Hey, guys, Chris Dull here, CEO of Freddy's Frozen.
Chris Dull is not a great name for a CEO, but he kept it. And he's the CEO of Freddy's.
Custard and steak burgers. If y'all want to see what I eat for lunch on the reel, here we go.
On the reel?
Freddy's original double. I'd like to make that a triple, please. I'll do fries and a large Diet Dr. Pepper. Gotta go with the diet. I eat on the go.
Yeah, good. Go with the Diet Dr. Pepper and the triple burger, bud. With your gut
Some
barely
people just
fitting
like
in
the diet drinks better, Sean.
You're coming out,
Okay.
dude. Come on.
I'm not targeting you here. With your gut. Your gut barely fits in the seatbelt, Chris Dole. And
it's so.
Some people just have small seatbelts, Sean.
I go all the time. And the card is, go folks, CEO eating his burger like he does all the time.
All right.
I love the third person.
Big bite.
Oh, so good. The Freddy's original
He's
double
red.
is a classic, but the triple, that's what's up.
Oh, my God.
I usually eat an early.
3 hours later, he's having another burger?
And changed.
Bro, you are not going to be the CEO for long if this is really what you're eating in a day. Now he's in a Freddy's and he's going to have another one.
Lunch, which means the afternoon is to get my app out so I get my points.
That'd be brutal
I
if
hate
he
it.
wasn't part of the loyalty program.
Sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave. No filming, please.
Yeah, get out of here. I don't care who you are.
Here we go.
Undercover boss.
Thanks, bud. Snack time. Tacos.
They got tacos over there? What the hell's going on?
There's a Freddy's out by
New
Disney.
favorite menu hack. You got to go with the hot honey cheese curd. Hot honey, little savory sweet action.
All right, this guy's just trying to hawk his stuff now. Now we're at the point where they're all just like, hey, all I have to do is a video where I show how I eat the burgers at our own restaurant all the time. And I, too, can get just an absolute boatload of people to buy my burgers. I feel like that's what's happening. The McDonald's guy kind of started this. He did. Everybody's getting in. Popeyes said they really do need to hire someone to taste their food, to be fair, which is pretty funny, actually. Popeyes saying of McDonald's, they really do need to hire someone to taste their food, to be fair. And Church's Chicken saying, and who tasted your biscuits? And Popeyes said, glad we can make you relevant again. And Church's said, a comeback as dry as your biscuits. And
Ooh,
now
we're talking.
All of these people are just fighting in fast food land all over again. And this is what's happening.
Not for nothing, but this Freddy's steak burger taco does look pretty good.
Really? It's like a burger patty and a taco?
Yeah.
Insecure Walrus says his burger was upside down too. I think so. All these CEOs are eating their burgers upside down.
It's they're all in like the Illuminati, and so it's like their secret show to each other.
Teen meat.
Oh, yeah. From what I heard, if you get adrenochrome in infant blood in your system, you have to eat burgers upside down after that.
But one of those places has them in the packets now, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, the McDonald's guy is still getting more heat, believe it or not. And this is another resurfaced video of him being weird talking about burgers. Let's see if this is as bad as they're saying.
I would bring you under the tent and show you my McDonald's hack.
Okay.
It starts, of course, with the filet of fish. I also make sure, as some of you
Those
know...
aren't his arms. I'm convinced. I am 1,000% convinced that somebody else is behind him and their hands are in his sleeves working for him.
Ever since you said that, it really does look like someone else is operating this man's
look
hands.
at
It does look like that, yeah.
Strange.
He's got a fillet of fish in one hand and an ice cream cone in the other. Okay. And can't eat one at a time. I guess you have to eat the ice cream cone first.
Hey,
I don't
we're
know,
about
man.
to see his hack, man.
Oh, I'm
Let
sorry.
the
I'm
guy hack.
sorry. I apologize.
I don't put
Filet of fish
tartar sauce on, but that's because I have a special twist that I will do in lieu of the
He's
tartar
gonna put ice
sauce,
cream on the filet of fish.
which is right here
No, he's not.
with the vanilla
Yes, he
count.
is.
No, he's not.
Looks the same as tartar sauce, doesn't it?
No.
But it's not, and it is oh so good. So you just take a little of the vanilla sundae.
No, dude. No.
Put that
on a fillet of
spread
fish?
it around like it looks like a tartar sauce.
Is there ketchup on that filet of fish?
And you put it on there.
Oh.
Eat it, pussy. Now I'm challenging you. Now I said it backwards. Now I'm challenging you, and I don't think he's going to eat this. He barely bit the regular ass burger, the new like deluxe burger that they have.
His selling point is like, it looks like tartar sauce, doesn't it?
He's putting ice cream on a fish fillet. Chad is freaking out with the WTFs right now, but let's see if he actually bites it.
It's starting to melt, which is just what you want. It's like cheese tempering.
No, it's not.
A perfect combination. And
Cheese
then
tempering.
This guy's obsessed
the
with tempering
piece de
cheese.
resistance, the moment you've been waiting for, that delicious filet cream sandwich bite. Here we go. So I thought I would bring...
So dumb.
I can't do it anymore. It just
Me
stops
either.
at the end and he doesn't eat it because of course he doesn't eat it because he's a robot. That's why. This is an old video too. This is not even a new video. This is an older video of him pretending like he was going to eat the fish fillet with the ice cream cone.
So he's trolling.
He's trolling. I think it was April Fool's in us. You know, it was really getting everybody there.
We keep playing clips like this, they're going to continue. So
They are.
you've asked
They
people to, in the past, to put their foot down and strike.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to start the movement of stopping this CEO crap.
It's going crazy.
No more.
Jack in the
This
Box,
is Sabrina's
everybody's on it.
version. This is Sabrina's version of not naming mass shooters.
Right? If we say their names, they will. She's not wrong. If we say their names, they will continue to do it. That is true. It's all very strange. And somebody's saying, did Burger King hire this guy to tank McDonald's? I still don't know if this is helping or hurting all of these companies.
I want to change my F, Marry, Kill, by the way.
You got to take away from the McDonald's guy?
Yeah. Love McDonald's, not a fan of the CEO right now.
Is there a CEO of one of these places, like the Subway guy or Subway lady, whoever's in charge?
Whoever I'm not seeing on social media doing this corny crap.
Yeah. There will be by the next week. By the next week, everybody's on board, I think. All right, let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at tips@thenewsjunkie.com, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Let's see what we got here. Some folks are chiming in about the Southwest Airlines story I talked about, where I said they are now deciding that at Southwest Airlines, they're not going to be cleaning some of the seats unless it's a premium seat, according to this report. They're not going to clean the seats between flights. And this person says, I just had to spend $700 to have my daughter come home from Utah for spring break, and they don't want to at least clean that small little seat? Our taxes saved all these companies during COVID, and they can't even clean up a little bit? True that. Anonymous says of the Southwest cleaning story, or them refusing to clean seats that aren't premium moving forward. Keep me anonymous. I worked 20 plus years in airline customer service at a more premium airline. On a 150-seat aircraft, 3 to 4 cleaners would have 5 to 10 minutes to clean between flights. Cleaning is literally just vacuuming, picking up trash, and crossing seatbelts. Real cleaning only happens at RONs, which is a remain overnight. which is where more deep cleaning or wiping happens, says this person. Anonymous, I'll keep them as on the email side. Another person, Mike, says, the cleaning protocols on commercial planes are laughable at best. Spraying around some Lysol.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like this story, like, much is changing here.
He says spraying around some Lysol is not a proactive solution. The minute the product drives on the surface, it's suspect contamination. So he's saying no matter what, they just don't do a good job at this. More and more people chime in and tell us what you think. Send a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com right now. Quick break. When we come back, we will do jury duty. As I said, big updates on stories we've been following on the jury duty front. And we'll see where you're at on all of this. I've got these dispatches queued up and ready to play. And that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Sure, AI can mimic emotions, but it'll never understand the primal rage of spilling hot coffee on yourself while on air. Real Radio 104.1. Guaranteed human.
This is NFL quarterback Rodney Peete, and here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Weatherbug.
The Magic win a thriller as Wendell Carter Jr. dunks home the game winner with 1.4 seconds left. The Magic beat the Mavericks by a point. College hoops, UCF closes out the regular.
Hello, welcome in. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. Uh-oh. Stand by. I'm just going to assume you can see me. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Skull mic activated? Yes. Hey, Bootsy. One sec, folks. See you later. I have that same problem on Rack Mini 2 where it went all white. I don't want to do anything about it right now because we'll just cruise to the end of the show. But do we have any idea what the hell is going on when it does that?
It's a no machine issue, and I think maybe just try upgrading no machine and have an upgrade. I don't know what.
Okay, I'll try that this weekend.
I'm gonna go run some errands.
Okay, be safe.
Okay.
What errands are you doing?
I'm gonna return that TV.
Oh, okay.
And I have to get something at Ulta.
Okay. Be safe, please.
Thank you.
Not 130, 115. Let's do an 8 here. Okay, folks. How we doing? We're almost in the final hour of the final show of the week. Can I ask a big favor? Stand by. Big favor. Big favor. If you're on YouTube and you have not subscribed, I have big goals on the YouTube front. And finally, I'm getting some traction. Currently, I have 29,782 subs. I'm trying to get to 30,000 by this weekend. If you don't mind taking a moment and liking the stream and subscribing to the stream on YouTube, I would really, really appreciate it. It is not a lot of work. If you watch the show anyways, or maybe today's your first day and you just think, I want to watch this every now and then, hit that subscribe button. And each day there are short form videos if you watch YouTube Shorts, but then you have the daily stream. The channel's not going to bother you with a bunch of garbage. It's free to do on YouTube. Just hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated. 2 million views in the last 30 days on YouTube. God bless. Thank you for it. Breaking news. Axios is reporting that Marco Rubio has said Washington's goal is not regime change. It just wants different people to run the country of Iran. That's what they're saying. They just want different people. to run the country of Iran. They're considering a number of people, they said. That's according to the press secretary. All right. Okay. All right, we'll chew on that. Back in a moment.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals all in one easy app. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Save every day at Headquarter Hyundai. We've dropped prices on acres of new Hyundais. Visit headquarterhyundai.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Helping to spread awareness, or whatever the new buzz term is. We're not actually doing it.
That I hope you stick to for a while. Forget the same 3 songs over and over and over. Hang out with the 3 best friends you never knew had, going through the most viral stories of the day. And you can learn more on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Jury duty is on the way. And after jury duty, we'll get to a couple of dispatches. I haven't been good at working those in as per usual, but today's the day. Let's do it right now. Let's start with this. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
How many of these party mom type people, these women who are like partying with teenagers and having sex with them, could there possibly be in the news? I mean, there's so many stories about these adult women partying with teenagers, having sex with some of these teenagers. Then you look at them and you go, she doesn't look like some sort of troll under a bridge. What the hell is going on here? More of that in jury duty in just a moment, plus a whole bunch of other stuff that we have to get to. And that is all brought to you by Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. That's where the website is, justcallmo.com. After an accident, that's where you need to go. Say hello to him when you call at 800-CALL-MO or justcallmo.com. A California mother is in trouble. Shannon O'Connor is her name. And the story says California party mom. And I don't know, that almost sounds too good. It almost sounds like a nice thing. This is not a great thing. This is Northern California party mom convicted of hosting alcohol-fueled sex parties for teens. She's like the 5th or 6th I've seen this week alone. KTLA had the story. Let's see what we can learn here on this.
Party mom has been convicted of hosting alcohol-fueled sex parties for high school students, including her son. Shannon O'Connor found guilty of 48 felony counts that include sexual battery, child endangerment, and providing alcohol to minors. Those 48 counts are for every student who testified in the trial.
Holy cow. 48 students testified against this woman. 48 students go into the courtroom and testify against this woman in class. They said the 51-year-old mom looked on as teens engaged in lewd acts. They were drinking. Oh. She was pressuring them to do sexual stuff with each other after they were drinking.
That's so weird.
Super
Put
strange.
yourself in that party's, like the teenager's position.
Yeah.
Imagining me in high school and some of my parents' friends, if that ever happened.
That'd be weird.
And now we have 48 that were like, all right, I guess we'll do this thing.
Yeah, you ever seen the movie Ma? This is like the movie Ma.
Right.
In real life with what's her name? I can't remember the actress name. She's
Spencer?
Great.
Yep.
Yeah,
no, Octavia? Yeah.
No, it's not. Is it Octavia Spencer?
Yeah.
Double check that just in case.
No, I don't know.
Ma, the movie, C-Lane. Ma, the movie. And they're working on a second one, I think, now. And these young kids party with her at her house. That's what happens in this movie. And it's real life. Octavia Spencer is the lady's name?
Yeah.
This is real life her, except this lady is a 51-year-old mom.
Some of whom said the 51-year-old mom looked on as teens engaged in lewd acts. The parties were held at O'Connor's home in Los Gatos, as well as vacation rentals throughout the 2020-21 school year.
Jesus, man. That's a lot.
She said
it's just coming out now.
Some things to me as the verdicts were progressing that
Sir Attorney,
made me understand that she was deeply disappointed in the decision.
It's important to recognize the victims,
District Attorney,
who testified, and their families, their parents who supported them during this very difficult ordeal.
Man, there she is.
O'Connor is scheduled to be sentenced on the 26th. She faces up to 30 years in prison.
Whoa, 30 years she's facing. They usually don't get that much, but we'll see exactly what happens. Yet another situation where this woman, grown-ass woman, was partying with all of these younger kids at school. And there she goes into jury duty today. Also, very quickly here, I wanted to bring this up because there's a man who's been arrested, and it was because he was caught on tape. And he said, there was a reason why I did that. These kids, I pushed them over, I knocked them off their bikes because they attacked me and they ran into me. And the cops said, nope, not the case. We have security footage. And the security footage shows the dude. I'll show it to those of you who are on the stream on YouTube right now, and I'll explain it for everybody else. It shows these kids riding on bikes. There's some kid bouncing a basketball going by. And these kids come by on bikes, and this guy just shoves them for no reason into the fountain. All right, they're cruising. Boom. Shoves one of them off their bike and shoves the other one into the fountain.
Jesus, lady.
While they're racing along. And then the other guy goes to there's two dudes. One shoves them into the fountain and on the ground, and the other guy starts yelling at these kids, and his girlfriend has to hold them back. They didn't seem to do anything at all. They were just riding their bikes. He was fairly close to him on his bike, but
she's strong. She launched
really,
those kids.
No, it was a guy. That was a guy who pushed him into the water. Yeah. There was a girlfriend who was holding him back. And then they busted into a concert where they were at to arrest this guy. I don't know what concert it is. I was trying to listen to the music real quick to see who that was. But it was February 28th in Los Gatos. That's where it went down. And they grabbed the guy and yanked him out and said, get out of here. They didn't hit you. Yep. Now, this guy, let's bring in our attorney, Moses DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Mo is here. Hello, Mo.
Moses.
Good day.
There he is, Moses. Moses, question. They didn't run into this guy. They didn't hit him with their bike. I guess they were kind of coming near him or something. Mm-hmm. Can this guy go I thought they were going to run into me, and that's why I shoved them out of the way? And can he get away with that as a defense for this?
Potentially, if he was trying to protect himself. I mean, there is a potential defense there, but I'm guessing the footage probably shows something else. Mm-hmm. If they're pursuing pressing charges, it probably shows something more clear-cut where he was retaliating, maybe even chasing after them or going towards them to push them off their bikes.
He said that they hit me. And they did not. You could see on the video that they didn't. But the kid was coming fairly close. He was coming fairly close to where the guy was walking. We've seen a lot of people interact with people doing wheelies and filming themselves.
Weaving around people.
Yeah, in public and tight areas, driving their bikes like idiots. But I don't think these kids were doing that. They were just kind of close to him or whatever. So there you go. And this guy, the cop said, tell it to the judge. Tell it to the judge. We'll see if it works out for him. Let us know how you feel about all this and everything else going on in the world. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Record your audio or video dispatch. Or you can also email the show. If you want to be anonymous, put that up on top, of course. Send your email to tips, T-I-P-S, at thenewsjunkie.com. Moses, I have to tell you, Twitch does not forget. They are remembering that last week on the show, you said you wanted to have them deleted. And they're not thrilled with you right now. There's a lot of, hey, Mo hates Twitch.
I have the retraction
he just
button
shrugged.
ready.
He just
I said what I said. I stand behind it.
Okay.
Whoa.
Nice.
Exhibit M.
So no change of stance. They're crying now. Crying emojis are coming across right now over on Twitch. All right. He stands by his statement, Twitch. I wanted to give him at least an opportunity to clear things up. And how do you feel about YouTube, just to clarify?
Way better. Much better platform.
Likes those people. Hey, tell me what's going on with the Mo Mini Masters, because I know there was some nasty weather this past week.
Horrific. I've never seen such a thing. Yes, unfortunately, we did have to reschedule the Mo Mini Masters because we had to make a call by 11 a.m. because they had to start prepping the food then because we didn't want 200 pounds of food in a rained-out event. So we had to make a call. At that point, it said 60% chance of severe thunderstorms during the event. So we rescheduled the event. Or postponed it, and of course, it was beautiful weather that afternoon. Couldn't have been any better.
Classic Florida, man.
Classic Florida, indeed. And so right now, we're looking at a rescheduled date. We're probably going to have to push it to April. We're looking at possibly kind of the weekend after Easter, but we'll get you an official date here within the next week or so.
Yeah, hopefully nice weather then. That sucks because
it does.
We've had this with, don't get me started, we've had this with live shows before where they go, you need to make a call. There's this amount of percent chance that it's going to rain for this event. Yeah, everybody should go inside. And you're like, we planned everything for outside. It's just such a nightmare. And then when it doesn't rain, it makes you so mad. But it's going to be a great event. So we'll keep everybody updated on what's going on with that.
Absolutely.
Take a quick break. We'll come back with Moses. We've got some questions for Mo, of course, as we always do.
Yep.
And we'll put that in the power hour, the final hour of the show for the final day of the show this week. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Daylight savings time starts this weekend, so you'll have to blame something other than seasonal affective disorder for your shitty mood. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
In Orlando right now, no major issues or delays reported, just your usual stop-and-go flow. That's in both directions of I-4, approaching 535. Right now, east and west of the 408 is clear. No major issues reported on the Turnpike, as I said, although a little bit of stop-and-go flow northbound approaching the Greenway. The Greenway itself is incident-free as well.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes. Guys, I need an absolute banger of a song to end the whole week on. I mean, I need a song that when people hear it, they're going to be like, what? I need a song that says, this show just dropped the mic. And hopefully they come back on Monday. Tub thumping? God, I'm tempted. Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz. That's not going to do it, I don't think, is it? Chip and Dale's Rescue Ranger. Chip and Dale. T.I. let him know. Do I know that one? I think I know that one. Dragula? Nah. Flock of Seagulls are on? No, not Friday by... No. Cheeseburger in Paradise? Crazy Train? Corn. Yeah, corn. Okay, it's gonna be corn. What corn song? What's the most like boom corn song that we can think of? Yeah, Freak on a Leash, of course. There's only one corn song. No! There's boom da da dina. And then there's some other ones. Blind? Oh, blind. That's it. That's a winner. Coming through in the clutch. That's a winner. Stand by. Stand by. Okay. Then go back on. Good one. You know how you knew corn was cool? That R was backwards. The R was backwards. That's how you knew. Secret Show drops this afternoon, 5 p.m. Pallet Man. The saga of Pallet Man. A fun time had by all. Dive into the world of Secret Show. Subscribe to the website right now. Hello?
Jury duty going in second 3?
Yes, let's do that. Yes, definitely. Friday, 1:30, jury duty, sexy mom party. All right, one more segment for Weekend Edition. Oh, Courtney wanted to have me play, oh God, what's it called? Set Adrift on Memory Bliss, PM Dawn. Courtney is watching the JFK or whatever series that's out right now. And so, because of the time period that a lot of that took place in, she's like, did you know about this PM Dawn band? I go, oh, okay. She had not heard that Set Adrift on Memory Bliss song. Rocked her world. So that's a good alternative song. I mean, it's a good song that would be an alternative thing to play. It's not alternative music, though. Just to be clear. All right, here we go. We're coming back.
Now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock.
So good to have you with us. So good to be here. Lots happening in the world of viral news. As always, something to talk about out there. We are loaded up today here on the show. Our friend Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm is with us. We love some Mo. Mo, one thing I wanted to ask you was, now you know how to fly. You're a pilot. You know how to fly planes. You got your own plane. You got all that
Think of
stuff.
a magical thing.
When you were doing the flight school stuff where you learn how to be a pilot, number one, I don't think people understand just how much work that is. It's like a lot to be able to fly by yourself and to be a pilot and do all that stuff, right?
I mean, it takes some effort, yes.
But it doesn't take a
Some
lot of
effort.
hours. It takes a lot of hours, doesn't it?
I mean, yes and no. You know, the bare minimum hours you need to get like your private pilot's license is actually fairly low. It might be like 35 or 40 hours, but nobody really does it in that amount of time. It takes more time to just kind of get the proficiency.
Right, to figure it out, get all that stuff done. I ask you because there was a situation in Arizona where there was a guy who was a student pilot and they crashed. And they crashed into the house and it turned into a whole thing. Hang on, I got some of the details from ABC News here. Let me see what we learned from this. Here we go.
Plane crashes into homes in Phoenix. Look at this. The plane went down early this morning.
Oh, God.
Crashing into 2 homes. At least 3 people were rushed to the hospital with injuries. The FAA says 2 people were on board the plane. A third person who was inside one of the homes was also taken to a hospital. And at last check,
Jesus, look at this thing.
Condition. Phoenix fire officials say the plane had taken off from a nearby airport when it encountered a...
Almost crashed into a pool right here. It's like right near these people's pool.
You can't park there, sir.
The plane looks like you put out a cigarette in an ashtray, like squished into the ground. It was a Piper P-28. Do we know what that is? Piper P-28.
Probably similar to kind of what you took to the Bahamas with Loveless that one time.
Loveless flew a Piper. I don't know if it was a P-28 though.
So what is
a Cherokee? It's a Piper Cherokee. I think you might have been in a Saratoga.
That's what I was thinking.
But it's a Cherokee.
$500,000?
I mean, used, you can probably get them all over the place. Let's see what they cost these days.
A Piper P-28, it says.
Is Moses checking his how much do planes cost app? Is that even in our app store?
Of course it
we
is.
don't get it. We don't get access to that.
You can get them as cheap as $35,000 up to about $270,000, just depending on usage.
Be honest with me. Would you fly in that $35,000 one?
Absolutely not.
And you sent us on it?
I mean, you're in good hands. You're with Loveless. Nothing could go wrong.
I don't know. I mean, he was a nice guy. This was a disaster, though. And then I'm imagining you don't get your license afterwards. That's just,
are you alive afterwards? They survived?
Yeah, they survived.
Wow. That's impressive.
Student pilot and flight instructor sustained minor cuts and burns and were taken to a hospital along with the man inside the home. Fortunately, everybody was okay. They said the FAA is investigating the crash, but it looks like you took the plane and stumped it out onto the ground, and one of the wings flew off, and somehow they survived. And now here's the question:
an F in the class.
I would hope so. This is one of those things that I admittedly don't know anything about. What is there in the way of safety stuff in a plane if you get into an accident like this? Well, is there a airbag?
Typically, there's not airbags, but obviously you have seat belts and different. Like my plane, for instance, has crush blocks under the seat. So if you crash, the impact is absorbed by the crush blocks rather than your spine and things like that.
Really?
I thought you were supposed to use a seat as a flotation device.
Not in my plane.
Okay.
We have separate flotation devices.
So it's like a NASCAR where it has zones that kind of crush around it, so it takes it out on that instead of your body.
Yeah, that's the idea, and it also has things like in the fuel, because a lot of times the people will survive the plane crash, but then it'll ignite on fire because of all the gasoline on board or the fuel on board. So this one has different fuel cells that when they break apart, they automatically seal, so that you reduce the amount of fuel that potentially leaks out.
Another really dumb question.
That's what I'm here for.
Let's say you crash this plane like this. You're nose down in the ground. You're literally pointed at the ground. A wing's missing. It's this pandemonium. Do I have to tell somebody do I have to go, oh, FAA, I made a huge mistake over here? Or do they know automatically this plane is down?
I mean, you're supposed to declare an emergency and advise, how many souls on board, where you are, and go through your emergency procedure checklist. It's not something where you can just crash the plane and walk away and say I don't know how that got there. But most of them do have transponders as well that will know exactly what the plane is.
What about the people who live at a house where this kind of thing happens? Can you sue the pilot or
absolutely. They should have insurance for that as well. That would cover the damage like that.
Really? The homeowner's insurance will cover a plane hitting you?
No, the plane will have...
The plane people will.
Insurance. The homeowner's insurance might cover it as well, but your first level of insurance would be the person who ran the plane into the house.
Wow. It came right down next to this backyard pool where all this went down. But luckily, and amazingly, I guess you could say, everybody survived. Celia, do we have anything on the list for Moses?
Before I pull up the list, we talked in This Week in Florida about... the James Fishback and his campaign. They said they're not doing the Waffle House tour anymore because the Waffle House people told him they pulled the plug on this whole idea of hitting every Waffle House in Florida to do the gubernatorial campaign, and he's running for primary. He said that they banned him and criminally trespass him. Could you pull that off for every Waffle House? I mean, I think you can for every location, but wouldn't a criminal trespass involve needing some sort of incident?
So you can trespass somebody from any private property. You don't really need a reason, actually. You can trespass them just because you don't want them there. But my understanding of the trespass law is you can't do a blanket trespass like that. You can't trespass them from all locations. Now, a lot of times companies will say, like if you shoplift from Target or Walmart or something, they'll say you're never allowed back in any Target or Walmart location. But all that really means is if you go into Walmart, then they'll call the police and they'll trespass you from that store, which just basically means you have to leave. And if you don't leave, then you can be subject to arrest. But it's not a situation where if you've never been to that location, they can't automatically arrest you, is my understanding of the law.
So is there a difference between just like a regular trespass and a criminal trespass? Because he claims he has been criminally trespassed from every Waffle House location.
So the difference would be is like a regular trespass is basically a trespass warning. You've gone onto someone's property. They said, hey, don't come back here. Here's your notice. And then if you go back there again, then it becomes a criminal trespass where you're subject to arrest.
So then he's full of it. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I believe so, based on my understanding of the law and the way it's typically always worked. If they were to try to arrest him, I think those charges would be dropped unless he was served a trespass warning for that specific location.
Hey, Mo, someone wanted to tell you there was this woman who this week was talking with TMZ of all places, and she said her husband was in the military, and she had like her thoughts of what's going on with the war in Iran. And actually, I can bring this up. Let me play this for you first, and then I'll ask you the question that I have related to this. This is the woman. She says she's a military wife, and then she starts speaking on how she feels about the war in Iran and her husband and all that. Here.
Is your husband okay with this risk? And obviously, you're upset about it. It's very clear you disagree with President Trump's decision to start this attack. Do you know how your husband feels?
He's also not happy. And I will say more than any other decision that any commander-in-chief has made in his entirety being in the military, more service members are being vocally upset about this than we've ever seen before. But it is very obvious to a lot of service members and a lot of military families that this has nothing to do with protecting Americans. This has everything to do with distracting from this administration's dismal performance at home.
Okay. All right. So you get the point. This is the woman. She's saying, my husband's over in the Middle East. I'll take that for granted. And she says, I'm against it. I think it's a little lame to be speaking on behalf of all the other troops. Like, actually, they're not here today, but here's what they all think. But all that aside, we were talking about what if you are in the military and you have like views on this kind of stuff? Does your First Amendment right become limited as a member of the military because you can't speak out, you can't say things, it risks the mission at hand? What are the rules with like people in the armed forces having a freedom to speak out on stuff like this?
So, I mean, typically service members can express personal opinions, but there are limits. So they can privately express dissatisfaction with the military. They complain about policies or discuss workplace issues. When talking with family and friends, they can file formal complaints and things of that nature. But I think public criticism can technically be punishable under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So that's where they can get into a little bit of trouble. But here, the spouse is not subject to those rules. The spouse still has First Amendment rights. They can still speak freely and openly. It's a little problematic that maybe she's repeating what her husband told her, but it's not him expressing the public dissatisfaction. And so, he wouldn't be subject to UCMJ regulations for her speech.
Interesting. Okay. So the loved ones can still speak out, say whatever they want. There are limitations to the folks actually in the military, though, which, I mean, it just makes sense. You have to have like some level of, cooperation with the people in the armed forces. Otherwise, everybody's speaking out and it works as perfect propaganda for any enemies you might have. So I can understand that. All right. We want to hear from you. If you have any questions, it's a great time to ask them right now. In fact, if you want to ask Mo a question, fire that off. How do you do that, you say? Well, I'll tell you. You go over to thenewsjunkie.com. I'm doing it right now. It's as easy as this. When you go over to the website, you will see where it says send a dispatch. And you can record a message, whether a video dispatch or an audio dispatch. You can even send photos if you want for something else. But you can send your dispatch over to the show and get on the program just like that. If that seems a little too much or too personal for you, that's fine too. That's why there's an email address. And if you have a question for Mo, put it in an email, fire it off right now. How do you do that? tips@thenewsjunkie.com. If you want to be anonymous, put that on top of the email when you email tips, T-I-P-S, @thenewsjunkie.com. All right, quick break. We're back with more with our friend Mo in just a second here. We'll see what's going on in his world. Also, got a couple other stories in the Power Hour to get to, and all of that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram @RealRadio1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Orlando right now, no major issues or delays reported, just your usual stop-and-go flow. That's in both directions of I-4, approaching 535 right now east and...
Hello? Welcome to the show. Welcome into the show. We only have 2 segments left. Just checking everything out here. See where we're at on YouTube subs. 29,786. Just need 214. Is that right? 214 to get to 30,000. Fingers crossed on Monday, you'll see 30,000 subs on YouTube. I sure hope so. Boy, man, I've worked hard on that. And if I can get that up to 32, 33,000, if I can get to 33,000 in the next couple of weeks, the big fat goal is 100,000 on YouTube. It ain't easy. All real subscribers on all platforms. And thank you for support. A couple of minutes and we're back live. Almost at 30,000 on YouTube. Facebook just raging. 142,000 followers on Facebook. 142,000. Sam says, I'm down to 9th. Are ya? Yeah, 9th with 19. Some good movement this week on the leaderboard. Sunshine State John sitting pretty on top. C-Lang should promote YouTube when he's on the Monsters YouTube Fridays. How will I watch the Masters? Sam says I was 5th on Wednesday. You were at 5th, and now you're all the way down to number 9? Damn. I mean, that's good for me. That's good for the upgrades. If I want 2 more of these. 1 over here. And 1 over here. And I still got to buy, the next thing I'm going to buy is sound panels for the top of this back wall. I got to buy sound panels for the top of the back wall, and I'm going to stack them up, and then I'm going to paint it flat black on top of there, so it just kind of fades in, and that should cut out any additional outside noise. I'm going to pile the sound blankets up on top of that, and I think that will get rid of the extra sound coming in. How many subs get an oil painting of me in the studio? Technically, with 10 gifted subs, you can claim a picture in the Hall of Fame, which will have you here on the side of the stream. You could be on the Hall of Fame for 10 gifted subs, if that is your choice and your wish. Couple minutes and we're back live. Is it stuck on the leaderboard right now? There it goes. Okay. Yeah, you can get a photo in just like that on the side. And it could be of you oil painting style or whatever you'd like. If you want a physical picture in the studio. Yeah, it's not what you asked. Yeah, a physical picture. You would have to, what I would want you to do, Bootsy, is if you come by again, you got to try to leave one behind. Like they do in the Louvre. You know, somebody goes and they just like put up a painting on the wall. Sam says, I have 100 of those square foam sound panels I don't even use anymore. This is more like, it's almost like a curtain-esque thing. It's thick and it has to be laid down. Not like those little sound things. Those don't really do much. 2 minutes and we're back live. Zach wearing a no ma'am shirt. For those of you youngins in chat, no ma'am was the shirt that Al Bundy wore on Married with Children. Al Bundy was a bit of a sexist on that program, you might say. And then Ed O'Neill, the actor who played Al Bundy, did the rare move of not only having Married with Children be massively successful and launching a network on Fox, on the heels of the success of that show. But Ed O'Neill did the unthinkable, the impossible. He had a second hit show that exploded in popularity and went all the way to syndication with Modern Family. And he was great in both of them. Like that guy. Like him. All right, coming back.
Your entire sports feed all in one place with iHeartRadio from the pursuit of gold.
Jack Hughes wins it! The golden goal for the United States!
To the bracket busting in March.
I thought it was spectacular.
From the first pitch in spring training.
Ohtani tees off!
To the dreams of the NFL Draft.
With the first pick.
You're one tap away. Open the iHeart app and stream your local station. Catch the latest on Fox Sports Radio or dive into the world's biggest sports podcasts. Search sports on iHeartRadio and lock in.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
The biggest stories of the day in all their glory and insanity. You're listening to the
Here we are rolling into the final couple segments of the week. It's been a fun time. If you missed anything, well, I would suggest you go back over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Take a look at the podcast, and you will be all caught up just like that with the show. We got our friend Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm joining us today. Mo, how are you? Everything good over there?
Everything's just fine over here, Mr. Wilson.
You look fantastic, by the way. I just wanted to say you look fantastic.
I've had a lot of work done. A lot of work.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
You got big plans this weekend, Moses? Anything exciting going on?
No, just laying low, hanging out.
All right. They're just hanging out.
Yeah.
Folks, he does. He will respond to you if you want to this weekend. Just message him on a whim with any sort of bizarre questions.
What are you doing to me?
Meaning of life.
He does. He loves that. He loves it. Just message him during the weekend and say, like, here's what I have for you. Unless, of course, you're on Twitch watching the show. In that case, he not a huge fan at all. Just doesn't like you.
You still stand your ground as far as
Yeah, I do. You want to watch people play video games on Twitch? Like, get a life.
I like his Twitch war. I don't know why, but I and they're so butthurt about it. It's like,
which is fuel to the fire. Let's go.
And it's like Twitch is like a hardcore, smaller group of community compared to the amount of people who watch on YouTube. But they get so butthurt about when you go after them. So, Wowmo, they're just now reacting. We got to get him awkward. They're a little upset about this, but let's see here.
They'll get over it.
Yeah, probably. They'll have to. Half of Twitch is going to the mini golf event. This is going to be real awkward. Oh no!
Yeah, protest the mini golf event.
Yeah. Little signs. They're exploding over there now. Kurt emails the show, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Kurt says these military people in uniform and their spouses are just tanking their careers or their husband or spouse's careers by doing these videos. Sure, they can't be charged under the military uniform code of justice, but they can also be assigned to a base in like Guam or Diego Garcia for the rest of their career. Best regards, says Kurt. That's probably true. Mo, we did talk earlier, and let's get it from the expert, from the guy who knows about this stuff here. We were talking about people fighting traffic tickets, and I know it's such a, like, there's a lot of things that might push you to doing it, your ego and stuff, where you go, you know what, I don't think I was fully responsible for this, but is it worth it to fight these tickets? Is it worth it to like go after, spend money getting like an attorney for a ticket, or is it better just to pay them off?
Well, I mean, it really depends. It depends on your driving history and things like that and what your ultimate goal is. I mean, sometimes, you know, if people hire an attorney for it, if they go represent themselves on a traffic ticket, sometimes they just ask for no adjudication, meaning they'll pay the fine, but they don't get any points. And so that can help your insurance rates or avoid you having to take the class or those kinds of things. Now, if you have a horrible driving history, I've typically seen judges not be real favorable as far as, you know, doing that or giving you a break, but sometimes it can be worthwhile.
I got an email from PJ's, and he says to tips@thenewsjunkie.com, years ago, I was caught speeding on the interstate by an officer with a radar gun. Now, tell me if this seems legit to you, Mo. At the hearing, the cop told the judge that the radar gun was calibrated shortly before he clocked me and produced a certificate allegedly evidencing it. However, I pointed out to the judge that the certificate was not notarized, and the judge dismissed the case. I know that there's certain things like the breathalyzer. I don't know if that's admissible in court, and like, you know, lie detectors are not admissible in court. What about the radar guns? And is there something to like the certification or what this guy's saying, even with PJ's email, that it wasn't notarized? So that could be a thing.
So, I mean, at least currently, under the current law, the radar gun calibration certification does not have to be notarized. That being said, there could be a situation where the officer who was there was not the one who calibrated it, and so it was another officer who was calibrating it, and he brought in the certificate, but since that officer wasn't there, it would be hearsay. And so maybe it had to be signed under oath for a hearsay exception.
I didn't even know you had
that in.
I didn't know you had to calibrate a radar gun. I thought it just does its job. It's a radar gun.
No, I mean, they're supposed to be independently calibrated every 12 months.
I have heard that about if a police officer pulls you over for speeding because they paced you, because they also have to get their speedometer calibrated in the actual cruiser. And they have to have some sort of proof that that's happened within a certain time frame. Maybe it's the same time frame as the radar gun.
Yeah, it could be something like that. I'm not sure if it's 12 months or not, but it does have to be calibrated as well.
I got a couple of things for you, Moses. One, I don't know if you want to address this or not, but somebody on chat is asking what your thoughts are on Britney. I'm not sure if you have Britney.
That was
thoughts
on the list for sure, right, T-Line?
I don't know. They just generally speaking were asking what your thoughts on Britney were.
I mean, I hope she gets the help she needs, honestly. Like, you know, it's just kind of sad to see that. I mean, you know, at her level, with as much money as she has, she should have a driver taking her anywhere, anytime she's drinking. But obviously, there's a lot more issues going on there.
Yeah,
that's
true. She actually recently fired all her sober coaches, and like anybody in the Britney Spears organization, if you could even call it that, that is trying to help her has been relieved of duties.
You know, but I wouldn't blame her if she doesn't trust anybody anymore, considering the terrible conservatorship and all the stuff that she had gone through.
Well, and her family was so intertwined with that and sort of maybe taking advantage of her.
I mean, she's not doing well mentally, but is that a result of how terrible her first, 2 decades of being in the industry was?
Like she was one of these people where you can see her all the time. Like I'll see her hanging out with a group of guys and they're out on a boat or something, and I'll go, like, I don't know if Britney Spears knows this, but I know this looking at this. Don't trust these guys. They're obviously like, they have their own agenda. They want to be famous. They want to be around Britney Spears. They want to feed you a whole bunch more drinks. And then like it's all like a sideshow, and you can't trust any of these people.
Do they honestly think that being around Britney Spears will make them famous in a way that they would want to? Because I disagree. Now I think being around Britney Spears would give you access to Britney Spears' bank account. Like if you want to party and not have a whole lot of limitations financially, that'd be a good friend to have.
I think she's probably exciting to hang out with. There's probably cameras all the time around them. The paparazzi following them.
Might see the top of her pubes at some point.
You're probably going to see her dancing with a knife. There's all the dog poop all over the house, all of that. SZ emails. My question for Mo is this. Mo, my vehicle was involved in a small fender bender yesterday while making a left-hand turn into a parking lot. Another vehicle struck the front passenger side while crossing the oncoming lane. There was no visible damage to the car that hit my vehicle. However, there's a broken turn signal lens and crumpled fender on my vehicle. All the information was exchanged. The police were called for an accident report, but after an hour of waiting, nobody showed up and the other driver left the scene. I do not have full coverage, just minimum Florida required insurance. Since I live alone, I was listed as the only driver on the vehicle. Here's my problem and dilemma, Mo. Should I report this to my insurance company? It was the other driver who struck my vehicle that I believe was at fault. I was not operating my vehicle at the time of the accident. I had asked a friend who was with me to go down the street to get me something to eat. I was in the waiting room of a doctor's appointment a few blocks away while they were driving. What should I do? Says SZ. Go ahead, Mo.
Well, I mean, you don't have to have an accident report. I recommend that you typically do have one, but it is very typical in Florida for them to take 3 or 4 hours to respond to an accident. Just because they're so understaffed. But that being said, you did an exchange of information. You can contact the other driver and ask him if he wants to pay the damages directly. You can go get an estimate of what it's going to cost to repair it. If it won't, then you can make a claim through his insurance and ask for his insurance to pay for it. I assume that you got the insurance as part of the exchange of information. But if you didn't, you'll need to contact him and get that information.
Okay, so I ran into this and I talked to you about it not too long ago. I think maybe before COVID started. Mm-hmm. And the person, after things started to open up, I tried to make the claim and the person denied it ever happening. And that's that. So
yeah.
Where do you find yourself in that situation? Do you have to act as soon as possible?
Get cameras, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, typically, if you're at an accident scene, you should take pictures of everything there. Best case scenario is, number one, get an accident report. Wait for the accident report, especially if there's significant damage or any sort of injuries. Take as many pictures as you can of the scene, not only of both vehicles, the driver's license of each party, the license plate, the people who are driving the vehicle. I've had people deny that it was them driving the vehicle. And so you have to take a picture of the person themselves. They may not like it, but... and then, of course, the roadways, how the accident happened. Take as many pictures as possible. And that way the person can't just say, nope, wasn't me, and use the old Shaggy defense. Shaggy, right?
Oh, that one.
Different Shaggy.
Yeah, different Shaggy.
Voices aren't too far apart,
yes.
but different Shaggy.
So, yeah.
Like Zoink Scoob.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, if they still deny the claim, you can file a lawsuit and show your evidence.
Mo, when's the last time you've been in an accident?
It's been a while, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not asking somebody when they've been in an accident last is not condemning them to be in another accident. I was just
kind of sounds like it.
What was the accident your fault? The last one you were in?
No, I think the last one I was in, there was an old lady behind me who got the gas and the accelerator mixed up, and she was flooring it on the accelerator, and then said her brakes were broken.
That's such a trope. I mean, it just blows my mind. At some point, you cross this threshold as an elderly person, and you mix up the gas and the brake.
Yeah, it happens.
You know what? I had somebody
become muscle memory for your entire life. Period.
You know what? I had somebody say to me one time, Bo, and sometimes I don't even have to look stuff up, and I just know it's fake. But one time I had somebody at a stoplight run into the back of my vehicle. This was like 10, 15 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. Somebody ran into the back of my vehicle at a stoplight, and I get out because they weren't getting out of their vehicle after the crash. And I go up to the person's car. I'm like, what the hell? And they said, I was going less than 5 miles per hour, so you don't have to file anything. They said it was a less than 5 mile per hour impact, so that is not enough to like trigger a police report or an accident report. And I remember even in that moment being like, well, there's definitely no way that this is true. If there's any sort of accident,
But if you ran over a child at less than 5 miles an hour, like, no need, no.
Doesn't count. Giant loophole, Mo. Is this a loophole?
Yeah. Big loophole.
So. I feel like it's probably not, but
not a loophole. Not a loophole.
We'll take a quick break.
I like how Moses felt the need to clarify that.
You
know what? I should say this out
Somebody's
loud.
going to take the recording and play it back for me later.
You hear him right here, Your Honor. This is Moses saying it. It's clearly a loophole. Quick break. When we come back, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Friday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
AI can't feel dread or regret or existential panic. We've got that market covered. Real Radio 104.1. Guaranteed human.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Friday, we are going to be expecting another warm one. Temperatures will be soaring their way into the mid-80s for this afternoon with a high of 86 degrees today in Orlando. We'll be seeing a good mix of sunshine and clouds along with about a 20% chance of rain. However, most of these isolated showers will be staying to the west of the Orlando metro. As we head throughout the next couple of days, even warmer temperatures with highs approaching the upper 80s for next week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Terminix. Termite alert. It is termite season in Florida and swarms have been identified in your area. Termites can attack your home or business and cause costly damage. Don't live with the termite problem. Before you see termites this swarm season, Terminix it. Schedule a free inspection at Terminix.com.
Last year, it became very, very clear that I needed a new washer and dryer. And I didn't want to guess. I didn't want to spend hours and hours and hours researching and not making a decision. I didn't want to waste time at a big box store. So what did I do? I went to Southeast Steel Appliance Warehouse. And that made all of the difference. The team of experts at Southeast Steel asked the right questions, and they helped me find the perfect LG laundry pair. And right now with LG, the more you buy, the more you'll save on select appliances. So upgrade your laundry or go for a slam dunk. Get the entire LG kitchen you've been dreaming of. Because trust me, at Southeast Steel, you get the best deal. Tell them Sabrina from the News Junkie sent ya.
International Diamond Center makes getting the ring of her dreams easier than ever. This Friday through Sunday, it's our annual Tacorian Viraggio Bridal Weekend. The world's most renowned ring designers. They're here on the IDC stage with hundreds of new trending styles.
Rate the show, rate the show, rate the show out of 10. 10 out of 10 is a real winner, a humdinger, over to the Hall of Fame. 1 out of 10 is a loser. We throw it away, we don't talk about it. Tell me what you rate the show today. Rate out of 10. seconds left. 10, 8.5 Britney, 7.5. At least Dan Newland loves Twitch. 8.7 bikers on our way to park in Daytona. Shatter of the day is me. Oh, hi. 9 out of 10 pantsless lawyers. Pantsless? Shatter of the day. Shatter of the day. Bobby. Bobby is our shatter of the day. That's right, Bobby B. Bobby B, our shatter of the day. Thank you, everybody. Love you. See you next week. Let's get wild. Here we go.
Times, you're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Everdoor's Forever Springs last for life. And right now, you save $75. One fix, forever covered. That's Everdoor peace of mind. Lock it in today at everdoor.com. Everdoor, the garage door that lasts evermore.
This Earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Story time with the 3 best friends you never knew you had.
That didn't make the cut. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Friday. Thank you for hanging out with us today, and always. We'll be back on Monday to do it all over again. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, we're headed out. We got some things to do before we wrap it up today. Quick reminder, if you were trying to go to the Mini Mo Masters, it's still happening. It's still going down, but there was some weather issues, and it had to be rescheduled. Right now, we're kind of looking at, I think Mo said April-ish, tentative.
April-ish, yeah. We'll announce the official date. And, of course, if you can't make it, we're happy to refund your money, even though it is all going to charity. Remember that. But, yeah, we should have a new date here next week, hopefully.
Listen, cheapos.
Yeah.
I'm going to hear names when you start asking for refunds.
Yeah, we'll name names.
If anybody asks for their money back, this ain't happening. The event's going down in April, and you're going to go, and you're going to have a good time. I know I was watching people ahead of time on the Discord, and they were all getting geared up and ready to go. So they were excited about it. It's going to be a fun event. I mean, it's just like a clever, fun idea that a lot of people haven't really done. So stay tuned. More details on that coming soon. Right now, let's do a little refresh and get a couple of the final dispatches in. In fact, there's a whole damn song for this moment, right? Yeah, it's right here.
These are the final dispatches, but Sean will probably only play.
Bro! Yes, indeed. Let's see what we have here for the final dispatches. Record yours over at thenewsjunkie.com. Here we go. Let's try. Here's Insecure Walrus talking about drones.
You know, I'm pretty amazed they let them use drones at golf events right now. Typically, those want to be as quiet as possible and nothing disturbing the golfers.
Pretty loud, too,
even the smallest of professional drones are still going to be pretty noisy. I mean, you saw the golfers turn around because they heard something happen. Now, granted, there was some tree crunching that was going on at the same time also, but I'm really amazed that they let them use those. Traditionally, for long golf shots, they have a man sitting on top of a very tall flagpole with a camera. No joke. You can Google it. Look up the camera rigs. They're essentially a flagpole that goes about 120 feet up in the air.
Jesus.
And there's like a 3x3 platform that the gentleman and the camera, it could be a lady too, the camera person and the camera stand on all day. I think you go up and do your thing and then come back down until more people come near that hole.
I've seen them do it. It's a whole production. Watching like an actual PGA or like, professional golf event being filmed. It's pretty cool, the tech and stuff they use there.
I wonder if it's not just like a small enough drone that as long as you keep it at a certain altitude, you're not going to hear a lot of the whirring of the rotors.
You would hear it run into a tree, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably bad.
But like at a steady location and it's not moving around, like taking sudden movements, you probably could bury it in other sounds.
I've now, and I blame Sealane for this. Like so many things, Mo. You could just
fault.
Yeah, you can blame
Sealane's
Sealane. You can blame Sealane for all of this stuff.
Yeah, you ain't getting me to chant this.
Sealane. She was kind of looking at you. Hey,
hello, you're in the studio.
I blame Sealane for this. He's got me now. I started by watching one of these behind the scenes audio setups videos. And now I watched how they were doing all the technical video and audio for the Olympics.
Right.
And now I keep getting recommended them all the time. And there was one that was like, hey, we made a remote video truck that we worked into an old U-Haul, and here's all the equipment that we use. And now I'm just watching these endlessly.
Those are super fun. I watched another Olympics-related one that specifically pertained to the drones, and they had like the company over in that area that they had hired that were these very like they're professional drone guys, and they built these these tiny little things, the ones that were like whirring down the luge track, luge.
Yeah, luge.
They're just whirring down the track, following everybody down there, and it was a really cool technology. It looked like.
The one I saw that made me realize I'd gone too far. I mean, I still watched it, but it made me think I'd gone too far. Was like how the sound effects are done for Bluey. And
excuse me.
It's like,
no way.
We've entered Cool Guy Talk. Yeah, we've entered Cool Guy Talk. Yeah, we're there.
How do the sound effects go on Bluey? What do you mean?
It keeps suggesting one for me, like how they do the sound mixing on Pluribus, and I'm like, I love Pluribus, and I like some of these nerdy videos, but for some reason that one is not.
I nerded
calling
out with
to
the
me.
visuals of Pluribus. I thought that was cool. If I could plug myself into this nerd conversation.
Hey, it's fun. It's interesting stuff, creative stuff
Did
to
you know
watch.
they only use 3 colors?
Did they really?
With
The whole
each
thing?
scene, just so you can focus on the person who's acting. But if you take a look at it, it's just like 2 or 3 colors for everything.
Huh? Look at that. All right. Here's Jay's World.
Wow, okay, really killed that combo.
I'm just trying to get to a couple other dispatches here. I thought it was useful. Not anymore.
I have a question that everyone probably already knows because it's been answered, but I never heard, so I was always curious. The clip at the beginning, have a great Friday, you mother... that part, is that Sabrina?
Yes.
It sounds like a clip of something Sabrina
Absolutely
said, but maybe it's from something else. What is that from?
It was Sabrina's first day on the show. She didn't know we couldn't say the F word, and she said...
Have a great Friday, you mother...
That sounds nothing like me.
It doesn't. The
How
only
long
one
have you
that sounds like
listened to
Sabrina
the show?
is... What was the one with the woman in the backyard?
Oh,
and
you're upset or something like that. You're angry.
You're angry.
You're angry.
Misha Barton?
Misha Barton. Do you still have that at all or no? Because there was one Misha Barton clip that Sabrina had that sounded so much to me every time, like Sabrina saying, "Oh, you're angry."
I don't hear it, but whoa, you're angry.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like her for
That
sure.
sounds like you a lot to me. A lot. Way more than this.
Have a great Friday, you mother...
No, I've been playing that for years at the beginning of the show before anybody else played it.
what was it
Other shows
from?
started playing it. That was from a newscaster lady.
Yeah, her name is Maria Athens from Alaska. She was working out of Alaska, and she was leaving a voicemail for the mayor of Anchorage, or the departing mayor of Anchorage, Ethan Berkowitz. A married man and father is much interested in asking the press's questions about an inappropriate messaging relationship he had with a local news anchor who later threatened to kill him and his wife.
Oh,
yeah. And she said like lots of anti-Semitic stuff, and
I think he said a lot of anti-Semitic stuff.
I think she said some stuff that was pretty bad too. That's not in that clip. It's just have a great Friday, UMFer, and then she hangs up the phone. But all of this goes back to, I'll play this for you guys at the end of the show here since it's Friday. Little treat for you. Little morsel at the end of the show. There was my favorite thing like this that we have is there was this old lady who called somebody and was going to leave a message, But then after her message, she didn't realize that she still had the phone on.
Oh.
And
in demand?
You're in demand.
Yeah. The message caught her in the most adorable little moment where the old lady was singing a song to her dog. And the person who got the message said, I just have to share this with the world because this is like, this lady is so sweet. And this was a natural moment. She didn't even know she was being recorded singing a song to her dog. And that was this one.
You're in demand, my little boo-boo. You're in demand, my little berry babe.
You're in demand,
my little bear bear. You're so sweet, my little Care Bear. My little Care Bear.
Such a classic. Still love it after all these times.
She's dead, you know.
Probably. It's been long enough that might be the case.
Bear gone.
Yeah, indeed. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Here we go. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once again from Moses DeWitt of the Law Firm.
Mo!
Injured on the go. Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO. 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. He's not just a good-looking guy and a nice guy doing great charity events. He's also an attorney that's going to fight for you after an accident. Call Mo. He's your guy. 800-CALL-MO or justcallmo.com. Mo, good luck.
I'll need it.
Huh?
He never does well.
No, I do not.
Today I learned this TV show. Come on, Mo. Come on.
You got it. Cheers.
What do you say when you're drinking drinks together?
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. There you go. George Wendt, who played Norm on the TV show Cheers, was expelled from Notre Dame, where he was attending college. Why? Well, I think this is a little overboard, but they expelled George Wendt from Cheers because at Notre Dame he had a 0.00 GPA, which
You get expelled for that?
No, I got frowned upon. Yeah, not great, not fantastic. One of 9 children, they say. Went on to make a lot of money for a lot of movies.
Not a lot of A's.
Today I learned the motto of Boring, Oregon is the most exciting place to live.
That's cool.
That'll rope them in. That'll rope them in. Nobody will ever know that it's actually literally boring there, but here goes nothing. Let's get out of here. Today I learned this band right here, Mo. Come on. Corn is correct. He got it. Yeah. They said it couldn't be done.
Moses.
Today I learned after a student was suspended for wearing their T-shirt, Korn donated hundreds of shirts to be given out, and police officers helped them to do so. From James Monkey, Fieldy, all the other people, Brian Head, Jonathan Davis, Ray Luzier, all those people in Korn. We'll see you next time. We'll be back on Monday to do it all over again. They're not here to say goodbye, so we'll be back Monday, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the